All right, welcome back to Orange Peelers. An exciting week this week. Good
Easter.
Friday, not Good Friday Eve, but Good Friday week.
Yeah.
How are ya?
I'm ready. I'm pumped for this weekend. Last weekend's just incredible, as all of them have been, but this weekend I feel like it's going to be a special one.
I think I asked you last week, was it the best weekend of footy? And I've got to ask again.
Yeah,
Was it the best weekend
They get
of
them
footy?
better every week. We thought round one was good.
Insane. Like round 5, it's just insane, the quality of games. Obviously, you went to the Rabbitohs game.
Yeah, don't remind me.
You don't want to talk about that?
Oh, it was just frustrating. I just weren't patient, but we'll get into it very soon. But it's just a frustrating game to watch.
No crazy train experiences this week?
No, not this week. We're all good.
And you also went to the game of the round, Bulldogs Cowboys.
Yeah, I did, and
How
I'm glad
was
I
that?
did in the end. It was an overall pretty average game until the last 10
Until
minutes.
the last 10 seconds.
Golden Point was just unbelievable. The best. I've only been to 2 Golden Point games. They've both been this season, but that was just unreal to experience.
Yeah, because the Rabbits one you were at.
Yeah, they won that one.
Because I was trying after the game, I was trying to think, or even before Golden Point started, I'm like, when was the last time I was at a Golden Point game? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I've definitely been to some
How much
years
have
ago.
Dogs been in recently?
We were in
there
one
was one
last
against
year.
Manly last year.
Last year we were in one against Manly. And
Were you at that one?
No, because that was the first Manly game. We beat Manly by a field goal in round 25.
Yeah, and that wasn't Golden
But
Point.
that wasn't Golden Point. But then we played them in Golden Point earlier in the year.
Right.
At almost this time last year. And then, I wasn't at that game, though. I can't remember before that the last time we were in Golden Point.
Well,
I can't remember the last time I was at a Golden Point game.
There was the Good Friday game, I think 2015.
Yeah.
That one wasn't Golden Point.
But that was a few. There's definitely been some.
Were you at that
as a
game?
kid. I was at that game.
No, I wasn't
we'll get
there,
into that.
luckily,
We'll get
but
into
was
that. We'll tee that up for later. I'll tell you what, though. We were just talking about the car park after the Bulldogs Cowboys game. Obviously, if you've seen the footage, it just goes absolutely off. I was leaving the car park, and it's just insane. Have you parked in P1 before?
When on Friday, I was in G6, maybe. But
So do you know how when you leave, there's 10 different lanes?
Yeah.
Where you come in and out, and then it all merges into 3 lanes.
Yeah.
So I've come out at the same time as this fancy car.
Yeah.
And I'm in a good mood, because the Bulldogs are just won. So I'm like, whatever, you go, bro. So I start waving this dude through. I'm like, it's probably some Lebanese bloke. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
I wish I was a Lebanese bloke. But I thought it was just some idiot because it was a big fancy car. So I look up, wave him through. It was Terry Lamb. It was Terry Lamb, and I just started freaking out. I was like, "Go, Terry, go!" It was the funniest thing ever. It just capped the night off.
Well,
it was weird.
That would have been sick. But I remember at the semi-final or elimination final 2020 Knights Rabbitohs, we were walking into the car park, and all of a sudden, we sort of make way, and everyone's looking. Greg Inglis just walks straight past me. Literally. Yeah, he's just walking into the car park with everyone just around him. I was just like, I just couldn't. I think everyone was just stunned that we didn't say anything to him.
Yeah.
That's how he was just walking through. He was right there. I'm like, oh, Inglis is just in the car park. I thought he'd.
That's. Last year at the Manly game, the one I was just talking about, when I was lined up to get into the stadium, Jason Saab walked through because he'd done his ACL, so he was arriving late.
Yeah.
And it's actually funny. I took a photo of him. Not with him, I just took a photo of him that's Jason Saab. But in the photo, I've got evidence that he brushed a kid for a photo. Oh. It's a kid asked him for a photo and he said no. Oh. But the moment I took the photo was him saying no to the kid. Oh. And the kid's face just dropped. It's funny as. It's so good. But enough about our brushes with NRL players. Let's get into some accountability. It was Eels Roosters on the Thursday night. We both said Eels 1-12.
Yeah.
We were both
actually, wrong. I believe one of my tipping comps I changed this last minute.
Yeah, to Roosters.
Roosters, yeah.
Oh,
I don't think it was on the NRL app. I think it was the family one I did.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I did tip him in one of my comps, so yeah.
What made you change late, Paulo?
I don't know. Yeah, because I think last week we didn't talk about Paulo. We talked about Manu being out. But then I'm like, Paulo was a big loss for him, so I might go with the Roosters at home, which was a good change.
Yeah, it was a good change.
Yeah,
you got Sevo anytime try scorer. I said Dylan Brown. He didn't score, but Sevo did score. And then Panthers won by a lot.
That was
We both said Panthers 1-12. So we missed one there, but we both said Panthers, and then I got Crichton, and you got the weak-gutted dog to score a try. I remember
had to score in this game,
and he scored the last try as well at the end. I remember when you gave your prediction, I was like, "Oh, why not Peachy?" He scored as well. Well, I think everyone scored a try in this game.
Who didn't for Penrith in that game?
We both had Souths. I said 1-12. You said 13+. I said AJ anytime you said troll mitt, and just none of that happened.
Well, AJ Nelly did.
He nearly did, yeah, nearly.
And Troll didn't even go close, but we'll talk about that later.
We both had Manly. I've given us a point.
Yeah.
I've given us a point there. I said 13 plus. You said 1 to 12. We both had Tommy Turbo. He didn't score in Mudgee. I was shocked because usually he goes off in Mudgee. Then Dolphins, Dragons. I said Dolphins 1 to 12, and I had Hammer. Hammer scored,
But they didn't win.
And then you had Dragons 1 to 12. They won 13 plus. And you had Ben Hunt scoring a Wollongong, and that's exactly what he did.
Always does. Like, Wollongong's their haven.
Yeah.
I think, 6 in a row they've won at Wollongong now? Like, crazy.
Well, yeah, like
crazy.
5 from 6. Like, you remember that game against South in Wollongong? Like, they just kill it. I'm scared because the Bulldogs play here in like a month, I think.
Yeah, it's not long.
Pretty soon, and yeah, I'm a bit scared, to be honest. Then we both had Broncos. You said Broncos 1 to 12.
Yeah. I just thought the Tigers would really be up for a big game, but turns out I was very incorrect, and I realised that after about 15 minutes that that wasn't going to be happening.
You got Cobbo, though. You said Cobbo would score, and he did. I said 13 plus, and I said Reece Walsh, who didn't score.
Oh, yeah. So you can ask my dad about that. My dad had a multi.
Oh,
he needed
really?
Haas, Cobbo to score. They scored, in the first 20
away.
minutes. So all he needed was Walsh to score, and he
just
didn't
get over. I know someone who had
he was furious at the end of it.
I bet. I know someone, I don't know them personally, I listen to their podcast. They do a multi every week where they pick one try scorer from each game.
Yeah.
They had $10 on it, was paying like $700. So it would have been, a $7,000 payout or 70 or something? And the only leg that missed was Reece Walsh. So he's cost a lot of people their multis, apparently. We both had Sharks to win. I said 13 plus. You said 1 to 12. Nico Hines was this close from.
Oh, man, I thought it would be 1 to 13 plus at one point. But
I think you changed. You sort of said you were leaning towards 13 plus. Oh, you mean just in the game?
Well, during the game, on the way up to the Dogs game.
Because what was it, 20-0?
Yeah.
After like 20 minutes?
It got to 26 to
20. It got to 26,
26 to 6, sorry, not.
And then we both got our try scorers, Katoa and Mulatalo. They're always just easy picks, the Sharks wingers.
I think Mulatalo, I reckon he's going to be the top try scorer at the end of the year.
That's not a bad pick. That's not a bad pick at all. And
I thought of him earlier, but I'm like, got to go Johnston. Johnston's the safe choice.
Johnston's struggling. We both said Bulldogs. You said you got the 1 to 12, and you got Josh Adokar, who scored at the end. So you must have been celebrating more than I was. And I said 13 plus. I literally had down last week with like 1 to 12, and then you went South 13 plus. So I changed to Bulldogs 13 plus. So that's annoying. And I said Reynolds anytime try scorer, which he didn't score, but he played. He got minutes.
Came on, missed 2 tackles.
So that gave me 8 out of 24. It gave you 12 out of 24, so you got 50%. You also got 6 out of the 8 try scorers. So that's a good effort. And I don't have like our total for the year, but you're doing much better than I am. Do you want to get into the Roosters and the Eels?
We will. I think Roosters were dominant in this game. Like, the scoreline doesn't sum it up. I think the Roosters should have won by a lot more than what they did. I thought
so it was 28-20 in the end.
Yeah.
What were they up? 28-8?
Yeah, they were. And I'm like, they could score a lot more here. But I think they just fell asleep towards the end and just let the Eels in for a few bludgers.
Yeah, the Eels scored 76th minutes.
And I thought Tedesco going off was going to be a huge loss, but it turned out to be fine for him.
That's what I thought. As soon as he went off, I was like, the Eels are going to win this.
Yeah, the Eels just couldn't gain meters. Like, you know, Barlow being missing was huge for him. Huge loss. And
I think everyone knew it was going to be a loss, but I don't think we realised how big of a loss it was actually going to be.
They weren't. Yeah. It's just pretty average game from him, I would say. But the Roosters, Sawali played good.
Yeah, he
Daniel
did
Tupou
good at
had
fullback.
a good game, I thought.
Yeah.
Luke Keary, he played very
Sam
well
Walker?
well. Yeah, Sam Walker.
I thought Sam Walker was good.
They all had good games. I still don't know. Like, I still think the Roosters have a lot more in them than what they...
I think we're finally seeing sort of... Like, I called him to win the premiership at the start of the year. And I think we're sort of starting to see glimpses of, like, at least what I expected to see from them. Yeah. Like, they started the year very slow, but they're sort of coming into where they should be, really.
But they should have won this game. Like, they should not have had... Parramatta should not have put 20 on him.
Yeah, they should not have leaked those late trials. I don't think...
they didn't leak those. If it ended like 28-8, I think we'd be talking about this game a lot more differently. But yeah, Roosters were far on top in this game. It was just overall, it wasn't the best game of the round, but it was just
it was just a decent, like it was just a game of footy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like you could say it was a top.
Like, you're not going to
clash.
remember it by the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah,
it's a fine game.
It's just a weird game because Roosters, they were good. They probably weren't at their best, but they just piled on. I thought the Eels' defense at times was pretty bad, especially just up the middle. Like a lot of the Roosters tries were just runaway tries. And is that Paulo being out? Probably. I think they just really missed Paulo. I thought the Eels probably weren't as good as they have been as well.
No, they haven't.
Like, I reckon that might actually be their worst game so far.
Like, they've been
season.
losing, but like they haven't been like bad in those games.
Yeah.
This game, it was just. I think Paulo not being there is really just what got them the loss.
Yeah, I think, and also just credit to the Roosters for like having Tedesco, like go out injured early, especially missing Manu as well, and still getting the job done. Like as I said, I thought they were going to lose from that moment. But they just found a way to win it. So credit to them. I don't think there's really... Oh, actually, there is something else to touch on. The sin bins. The 2 Eel sin bins. So you had Simonson's... Was it Simonson the high shot?
Yeah.
And Penasini was offside?
Simonson was the high shot, on Tedesco.
What did you make of the...
That one, I mean... I thought myself, Tedesco's just a protected species, so that was always going to happen.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw the Simonson one.
Were you happy with sin bin?
No.
You don't think it should have been a send-off?
No, like just
really?
A penalty's fine. But
I thought it should have been a send-off.
Send-off.
Yeah.
I just thought
it was late and high.
I just thought move.
It was
on,
a shoulder charge.
I just thought it was fine. Like I didn't think it was a sin bin or ball offence.
You reckon just penalty?
Yeah.
And then the Penasini one where it was like a professional foul. That's what it was.
Oh, that one was fair enough.
You thought that was fair enough?
I saw the replay of it after, but that one was fine.
I thought that was like a sin bin as well.
Yeah.
Because like professional foul. That's a
you see, the thing with Tedesco is that players get under a lot of pressure when they're going up against him. And that's exactly why Simonson might have hit him late. It was just due to pressure because
it's also him jamming up off the wing. It's not like one off the ruck or anything. Like the moment it is in, he's like up off his line jamming. It's very, very split second to make a decision. So I don't think he hit him high on purpose. Obviously, like he didn't hit him high on purpose. No. Nobody tackles anyone high on purpose unless you're like, I don't know, Latrell Mitchell
or Tane Mill
or Tane Mill.
Spencer Leniu.
But it's very rare that you tackle someone high on purpose. But like he still hit him high. I think it was worth a sin bin. Maybe I could have lived with a send off, to be honest.
Really,
just based off what we've seen in the past with calls like that. But yeah, as you said, it is a split second decision. It's hard to pick it, and yeah, I feel like it was a 50-50 call.
Yeah, fair enough.
Moving on to the Raiders-Panthers game. Obviously, Panthers killed it.
Very, very old, because we're listening to this in the car on, all 50
on
red
the way
lights
to the
we got
it
going through Bankstown. So we had time to listen to this first half. And like it sounded like the Raiders were into this game. Like, they weren't backing down, but I get into the stadium, I'm literally in my seat, turn my phone on, it's 47-12. I'm like, what on earth happened here?
What was the half-time score? 13-6?
13-6, yeah.
Yeah, like they were in it.
I could not believe you'd let 40 points in one half.
Yeah. It's like I saw the second half. I didn't see the first half. So I just saw the Panthers clinic. But like obviously I saw the half-time score and I was like, oh, like Raiders are up for it like we thought they would be. Yeah. And then Panthers just ran away. I didn't think they were going to get 50. Like early in the first half, it's like, they've scored a couple, but Raiders will stop.
Yeah, I didn't think they'd even get to 20. I thought it would end as a low-scoring game. Because I was like, okay, it's 13-6. Raiders are going to have confidence that this is the scoreline going into half-time. They'll really crunch them up. And I thought it could have been like a 1-point close game, but no.
What was the second half? 40?
40-6.
I've done my math right. 40 points in the second half. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
When was the last time a team scored that many points in a half? Like, I know there's been a lot of like 30, 32s.
32-0.
40 points. That's like 80 points.
Yeah.
If like over 80 minutes. Are you worried about the Raiders?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm worried about
after that performance. But you've seen Josh Papali'i post the team lineups on his Instagram story, and he's like, "Don't fear, we'll be back. Don't write us off."
Yeah.
He's posted this saying.
I think they'll be up for the Broncos game.
You reckon?
Yeah. I don't think they'll win it, but I think Ricky Stewart can get the boys up and about.
Oh, he needs to, because I didn't really watch this game, but it doesn't sound like they were good at all.
They're missing Jack Wyden, obviously, but
that was still a big loss.
You still shouldn't be conceding 40 points in a half. Especially like defensively. I don't think Jack Wyden impacts the defense that much.
Yeah,
like he's an attacking. I'm not saying his defense is bad, but
I don't know if Penrith just got some early tries, like early in the second half, and the Raiders just dropped their heads.
Yeah, well, like they scored. I've got in front of me 43rd, 49th, and 52nd minute, and then it just flowed from there. I think maybe the Raiders just dropped their heads a bit. And Panthers are a big momentum team too. Once they're in front, they get going. That's where they like to be.
Yeah,
and we've seen it this year in the games they've lost. They've sort of been behind. And they struggle to get into the game.
Yeah.
And, they went on to lose by field goals, but do you know what I mean? They prefer to be in front on the front foot. Like in the grand final last year.
Yeah, and
they led from the start and they just
in the
go
prelim
and
they were down 12-0.
Yeah.
Then when they took the lead, they just ran away.
And then they just ran away because they're a momentum team, I think, the Panthers. I thought Cleary and Hoskins combination, that's exciting, I think, to watch.
You reckon? Yeah.
What's
Hoskins this week? Is Luke Garner back?
No, I think Martin's back. But I think Garner's still out.
I thought in fantasy I might have saw that Garner might
I could be wrong. Let me have a look. No, Garner's still out.
Is he?
They've gone
Hoskin and Martin, I assume.
Sorensen. So Martin's not back.
Oh, okay.
I was wrong. Martin's not back. So they've got Sorensen again on the left, Hoskin on the right. No Garner, no Martin. So do you reckon, obviously when Martin comes back, do you reckon he goes left side and Hoskin
He'll stay in his number 12, I reckon.
You reckon Martin goes back to the right?
I reckon Hoskin will be
left, or Garner comes in, or what do you think?
No, I think they'll just go back to where they were. Like Garner will stay on Kickout's old side, then Liam Martin, they won't shift him around.
Do you reckon they'll drop Hoskins?
It's a weird. I was thinking about this last night. I'm like, what will they do?
Because I don't know if
because they've signed Garner over there and they promised him the starting role.
Did they?
From Kickout, yeah. So it's a bit of a.
Well, yeah. If that's in the contract and stuff,
it might not be in the contract, but I think that's
if it is, though,
they negotiated with him.
Or even if they told him that, they sort of have to. Otherwise, he's going to be blowing up.
Going to be interesting to see how this goes.
Interesting then, because I was thinking surely go Martin on the left and then leave Hosking outside Cleary because that's a deadly combination at the moment. But they might not be able to. And Martin, he's a right second rower.
Well, Martin's not going to lose his spot. We all know that.
But
Martin's safe.
I wonder if he can play left.
He might
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That'll be interesting to watch when Martin comes back. Because I think Garner's not injured. I think he's just out.
Really?
I think they dropped him.
Really? I thought he had some sort of niggle on him.
He might. Let me check the NRL injury ward. I'll tell you what, I've been checking this NRL injury ward a fair bit over the last few days. I should bookmark it with the amount of times I check it because of all the Bulldog injuries. Look at that. Hang on, let me find... Here we go. Oh, yeah, he is injured. And so Martin and Gunner are out till round 7, so next week.
Next week, okay.
Yeah, he did his ribs, there you go. So that makes sense. So then it'll be very interesting, because I thought he got dropped, but that makes more sense. Anything else from that game, though?
No, I didn't really watch it. I listened to the first bit. It sounded like the Raiders were in it, but I don't know what
I think the scoreline just sort of shows what the game was like. If you look at the halftime score and then the full-time score, that's what the game was.
Yeah.
It was a decent contested first half, and then the Raiders just fell off. Panthers got a roll on and just ran away with it. I thought Taruva as well. He scored a double off kicks. I think he kicked for himself on one.
Yeah, I think. Well, there was one team try that I saw where literally every player touched it before they scored.
Yeah, no, I just thought, and obviously the weak-gutted dog.
Yeah,
we mentioned earlier, he scored the last try to get him over 50. I love that.
He was there ready to score. He wanted the ball.
He
wanted
to screamed, weak-gutted dog.
Yeah.
Have you watched the press conferences? Yeah. I haven't watched them, but I saw all the
Kent
stuff about it.
Yeah, dig about it.
Paul Kent wasn't happy about it.
He wasn't.
Shocking.
I can understand where he's coming from with it.
Yeah,
don't care. It's fine for Cleary to say that, but
what did Cleary say that it was good karma?
Yeah. But you said the thing that Kent was making is that last year when it all happened, that Salmon was acting so upset about it and offended by this and very hurt. But then he comes out this year and just dishes it back.
Yeah. So he's not happy that he's playing both sides.
Yeah, that's what he wasn't happy about. If you're going to act like the victim, why should you, throw it back like that? But, I think he just wanted to get back into Stewart.
Which I think is fair enough, though, as well.
Because I know they don't. There's something that happened between Stewart and his son.
Yeah.
I think,
I think that'll be ongoing as well. I don't think that's going... That rivalry, so to speak. I don't think that's going away anytime soon. I think Ricky Stewart might get put on his gravestone. It'll haunt him for the rest of his life. Those 3 words. Weak-gutted dog. Let's move on to game of the round. South vs Storm.
Yeah, was it? Was it?
No, it wasn't. It would have been if there weren't so many good games, I think. Obviously, Storm got the chocolates.
They defended very well.
Storm?
I'll admit, yeah. But South just weren't patient enough. Need to be patient with the Storm, but they were just pegging balls out to the wingers and hoping for the best.
Yeah.
That just wasn't working. But, Latrell, do we talk about him?
Yeah.
What did he do?
What did he do? I don't know.
What did he do?
Nothing. Is that what you're saying? Not enough
He gets the
involvement?
ball. He doesn't catch it on the full. I don't remember one occasion where he caught it on the full, and then he holds it, he stands there and looks around. Why doesn't he get it, on the run and run hard? It just blows my mind.
He's such a good player.
He is.
We know what he can do, but he just...
Whenever he gets the ball, everyone gets excited. And everyone hopes for the best because we know what he can do.
How do you think the defence feels? Say you're defending Latrell Mitchell and he gets the ball.
I know they're scared.
How do you think he feels?
I've seen podcasts where people interview players and ask them who's the hardest player to go up against, and all of them say him.
And so then how do you think they feel when he does nothing? You'd be cheering if you're defending
I still think they're a bit nervous about him.
Yeah, no, you'd be nervous, but do you know what I mean?
They'd be.
In rugby league, you want to do what the defence doesn't want you to do. And Latrell he just chooses not to kill people, basically. He just needs to do
what
more.
it is.
And to be fair, he did have more touches than he normally has. But
still not enough.
But not enough. And the touches he was having weren't him doing stuff that was he got more involved coming out of his own end and stuff.
Yeah.
But attacking the try line, he's just got to demand the ball and then just do something.
Hard. You see that game against the Roosters where he rocketed through him.
Yeah.
The game where he got Manu. That game, he rocketed through him and threw the ball.
He's capable of it.
I don't know why he doesn't do it.
He does it against the Bulldogs all the time.
Oh, yeah, that's the one where he
for the ball, and then just go
palmed
through
off
everyone.
Addo-Carr.
Yeah. I think that was the second game last year, not the Good Friday game last year. He's got it in him. He just chooses not to do it, and I don't know why. Is he tired? Is it a fitness thing?
I think he just waits for his moment so he looks good.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the reason.
Yeah.
I really do. But if it is, I'm really furious about it if he's just trying to look good.
He wants to make sure that he is going to pull it off.
Yeah.
Or he wants it to be a big moment.
But the Storm were good. I
thought they looked good. Hey?
Munster played well. Will Warbrick played really well as well.
Yeah, Will Warbrick was good. I thought Josh King as well. He scored a try, but he had a good game. Boy, he came out of nowhere last year.
That's really just the Storm system.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? But I thought they're just completely different when Munster's playing. And
I've said,
coming back this week as well.
all month, don't write off the Storm.
Yeah.
Don't write them off yet. They will be back, and they prove
they're a completely different side.
Their attack still has a bit to do. I think their attack still back. They're waiting for Pappenhausen and Hughes to come back, and they're going to be big additions when they do come back.
Yeah, and obviously Hughes is back this week. I think Pappenhausen's not that far off now.
Yeah,
he started running again. Yeah, I would not write them off, even just as premiership contenders.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
be honest, once Pappenhausen comes back, I think everyone's forgetting how good he was. He was up there with Tommy Turbo in that 2021 season as Dally M.
Best player in the
he killed it. There was a game where he scored 4 tries in 5 minutes. So, I wouldn't be writing off the Storm yet. And I think that game on the weekend just proved how good they are. And they are reliant on these star players now, which usually they've never been reliant on their star players. But they are now.
They're just a very young side.
Yeah. But I think players like Munster, he likes being relied on. That's just going to make him a better player, I think, because it means it gives him almost permission to step up whenever he wants and do something, rather than sitting back and giving other people the chance to take over the team. So I think Munster's in for
I thought there were a few standouts for Souths as well. I thought Cody Walker's starting to get back to his best. I think Guru stated it well. He's got his confidence back and he's running the ball more because he knows Ilias is he's not nervous about Ilias anymore. He knows Ilias can do his thing.
He trusts Ilias now to
exactly.
do
That's
what
the
Adam
word
Reynolds
trust.
did.
He trusts him now, so Walker can do his thing.
Yeah,
and, he's been scoring all our tries. He scored a double last week. He
scored one.
Yeah, scored one. He's doing his thing again. That's exactly what we need.
Yeah.
So we just need our forwards to come back, and we've had a tough draw, but
you are missing.
We will start getting the wins. This weekend will be one, and from there, we got. Who do we have after? We got the Dolphins, which is a winnable game, but we'll start.
The Wayne Bennett Cup.
Yeah, the Wayne Bennett Cup. We got.
Dolphins.
Doggies, Dolphins, and
Panthers.
I think Panthers. We'll
Broncos.
Broncos.
It doesn't get easier. Storm again. That is.
Then I think after that we got Tigers, Raiders, Warriors. Actually, no, not. We'll call Warriors one of those sides.
Not
anymore.
yet. Yeah, Tigers, Eels, you'll smash Eels. They suck.
Yeah, we're at home. We're at home that round against the Eels. Check it out.
Titans, yeah, it does get easier.
Check it out. We're at home against the Eels.
At Trelliance.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
They're not happy that we got that home game there.
Who, Eels
Roosters?
or Roosters?
They're not happy about it.
I bet they aren't. I bet they aren't. Yeah, I thought like Rabbits weren't that bad.
They weren't bad. They're just impatient.
Missing players. They came up against the Storm side desperate for a win.
But like, I'm not worried about them yet. If they lose this weekend though, then I might start. Because if they're in the bottom 4, even this stage,
where are they at the moment?
They're in 13th, so they're pretty low.
They don't deserve to be that low. But if then, as you said, if they lose this week and they'll have to roll into Panthers, Broncos, Storm again.
Yeah.
Like that's tough.
Dolphins.
Dolphins. Panthers.
Include that, please.
Yeah, the Wayne Bennett Cup. Yeah, I think I'm not worried about them.
Yeah, I'm not. I think
we've seen what they're capable of.
The back end of the year as well, they'll be ready to go. They'll be hungry at the
Especially
end. Very hungry.
I think people are forgetting like how many forwards you actually have out.
Yeah.
Like I looked at the injury ward for this week's game. Like Totola's out.
Havili,
Liam Knight, Shaq. Like you are missing players. So, and as I said, like the Storm, they were desperate for a win. Like really desperate for a win. So I'm not worried about South. But at the same time, I'm like starting to get a bit high on the Storm after one game.
Yeah, but if South start getting a few more losses, then we might have to start getting a bit worried about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I don't think it's panic stations yet. The Manly Knights game. Yeah, this is up there for game of the round.
Yeah. When Bradman Best had that try taken off him, what did you think?
That was a try.
Yeah,
that was not a knock.
I was going to post a video about saying the Knights have been robbed. I literally made it, but then, it got tied up. I'm like, I won't worry about it now. But then it was a draw. I'm like, I won't post it.
That was a try every single day of the week. In what world is that not a try? He didn't knock it on. He had possession the whole time.
I know they want to be consistent with the rules, but that's just ridiculous.
They said that it was a knock on because I think he was switching hands to reach out and put the ball down. And so he's switching hands and it hits a Manly player's hand who wasn't playing at the ball. It wasn't like he never lost control of the ball. He was just switching hands, but because it hit a Manly player's hand, it's a knock on. No, that's not a knock on. That is just simply not a. He never lost control of the ball. He always had control of it.
They need to just redo this whole knock on rule. Like if it touches a player's hand, like come on, unless you can tell he would have lost it if the player wasn't there, give it a knock on. But if he wasn't, like if he's like holding it like this and
they give it a knock control on the whole time.
Yeah, it's just.
And the problem is as well now going forward, whenever there's a play like that, whatever the call is, it's going to be compared to that.
Yeah,
like that's now the base of what the call has to be, and so it's just going to get worse unless the NRL come out and go, "No, we got it wrong."
Yeah,
which I haven't seen that they did.
No, they haven't. But I wasn't impressed with Manly in this game.
They were not near their best.
Compared to what they were against South the week before, I just wasn't, too impressed by them in this game. But the Knights, they're playing with heart. They're not going to get much wins this year. I'm still not confident about that.
Well, I said I
feel like they're going to be into a lot of their games. I said forward.
Like the Dolphins game and then the Raiders game, they just hang in games, and they just don't go away. And usually did they lose to Dolphins and Raiders? No, they beat the Raiders, didn't they?
Knights, yeah, they beat the Raiders.
But they just hang in games, and I thought Manly were going to flog them in this one. But
I did as well. But
they just find a way to hang in the game, and
they got the side that should be winning games.
Yeah,
but it's just I don't know what it is with the Knights. I think there's just a few internal issues that are going on there.
I think they'll be filthy. They didn't win that. Look, I think going into the game, nobody expected them to win, but then to get to the stage that they got to, I think I don't think they'll be as filthy as Manly would be. But that was there for the taking for the Knights. But I think credit to them for pulling that off and scoring that many points against Manly as well. Dom Young, why was he dropped?
Because he made 6 errors, but I'm glad he came out here.
He scored 4 tries.
He's not
an elite winger.
He's not losing his spot anytime soon.
No, he's been kicked this way. He wasn't even meant to play that game. He was a late inclusion and scored 4 tries. I feel
like that's why he went in and had a big game to prove himself again.
Yeah, that's true. So I think that's credit to the coach for dropping him because it gave him, the kick up the butt he needed to then come out and put on that performance. He was so good. I just thought the Knights, they weren't amazing or anything, but they looked good.
Yeah, they looked good.
I think Manly were terrible as well, though.
Oh yeah, compared to what they were in this early part of the season, that's the worst game they've played.
Yeah, easily,
by far.
Easily. I'm not worried about Manly.
Nah. I'm not worried either.
Like, we've seen what they can do. That
I
was just
feel
hopefully
like they
one-off
will.
for them.
With who they're going up against this week, I feel like they will be better. Like, we'll talk about that soon.
You'd assume. What about Lockie Miller?
Yeah.
What did you... He had a good game outside of the one
glitch.
play.
What was he doing?
Literally a glitch.
What on earth was he doing?
Have you played Rugby League Live 4?
Yeah,
it's literally like
the
controller
Aaron last year when he ran forward. Like, that one still blows my mind.
Just an NPC moment. Like I think he got lost. That's the only thing I can think of. And he said it on the Matty John show. He thought the try line was the 10-metre line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which it's not a good excuse. It half makes sense, but it's like the goalposts were right next to him. You should know that that's not the 10-metre line.
Who knows?
He has come from Union, I guess.
But I think he's just had a mind blank.
Yeah, because he said on the Matty John show when he saw Olaquadu dive, he was like, "Oh, how good's this? Olaquadu's just dove over the wrong line and saved me the trouble."
Oh.
And then he sort of realised and was like, "Oh, that's going to look bad," and it did look bad. I put up a TikTok of it, got like 250,000 views. Hey, there's people in there defending him though, saying, "Oh, like if he doesn't want to tackle Olaquadu, he doesn't have to."
Come on,
it's his job to tackle him. But then at the same time, I wouldn't want to tackle him.
He still went well fantasy wise though.
Yeah, he had a good game. Outside of that,
we'll talk about fantasy maybe at the end, but I had way too much backs in my emergency and bench general, so I've had to just.
We'll do a fantasy chat.
I've had to just blow up my whole back.
Yeah,
like I had
trade them all out.
I'm going to tell you all the ones I had to start the year.
Save it till the end.
Okay,
we'll do it at the end. Because I was going to put in a bit of a fantasy chat anyway. Anything else from that game other than some fantasy? Chat?
Manly probably were the better team. Should have won.
Yeah,
I'll say, but I'm happy with a draw. But the next game though,
Dragons, Dolphins. I didn't see this game because I was at work.
Lucky.
Yeah, no good.
Pretty average game.
Talk me through what happened.
Dragons pumped them, which they deserved it. Much better, but they still weren't that good.
The Dragons.
Like Knights' middle defense was absolutely pathetic. Like the Dragons scored all their tries by running through the middle and just having support players.
Yeah,
that's
I think the Dolphins are hurting from that depth. Hey,
yeah, that is, and that's what I mentioned at the start of the year. That would happen when they start getting a few injuries. That's when the Dolphins are going to start falling apart. Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening at the moment. Well,
like now this week they've got Cody Nikorima playing in the halves with Katoa. Who at the start of the year, I didn't think Katoa would start in the halves. Like, they're feeling it.
Yeah, please don't mention Katoa.
But yeah, like I went back and watched the mini. I thought Ben Hunt was good.
Ben Hunt was good every game. Terrell Sloan was good as well, I thought.
Yeah.
But that poor...
Yeah, that's fair.
That poor debutant for the Dolphins.
Boster. With that try.
Yeah, no, not even that. So he just wasn't...
Did he have a bad game?
Yeah, I get it was his debut, but it wasn't good. Like,
not a good game.
The poor thing had the golf against Ravalawa, who knocked him over twice to get tries. Yeah, and knocked the ball out of his hand twice when he got over. It just felt
apparently
so bad.
He had heaps of family and friends.
Yeah, he did because exactly. It just
rough.
But Dragons, wouldn't hype on them yet. Like that's just the typical Wollongong game for the Dragons. Like they always seem to level up when they get the Wollongong. Then you watch them next week, they just will be a very average side again.
You reckon they're still a bottom 8 team?
Yeah.
It's funny. It's technically bottom 9 now. I'm calling it bottom 8 because the Tigers don't count.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I'm more about their consistency, the Dragons. Like, I feel like they're only going to play those sort of games when they're in Wollongong. Like, you look at all their big wins over the last few years. They had 46-26 against the Titans in Wollongong last year. Yep. 32-12 against the Rabbitohs in Wollongong last year. There was a 38-12 win against the Seagulls in Wollongong 2021. Like, they're all the Dragons' big wins. Yeah. They're all in Wollongong. So, you just, They're just not the same side when they're not in the Illawarra. And that's why they should just relocate away from St. George all the way to Wollongong. Maybe they can make the finals.
I think they should just be Illawarra based.
They should be, and they already pretty much are. But
it sort of takes them away from the Sharks area as well.
Their training base is at the stadium and just across the road here. And, most of their players live in Wollongong. Their juniors come from Wollongong. Like, why shouldn't they be? It's just the people in Cogra would be very, very bitter. Yeah. Seeing as they only seem to call them St. George.
Yeah.
Like I said the other week, it's St. George, Illawarra.
And like, it's just there. It is a merger. Like, you got to find balance somewhere. But yeah, I think they need to play more games down here.
They do, and they plan a lot more now than what they used to. And I think
is it a 50-50 split?
No,
I don't think it is.
No, it's like I think there's 5 in Cogra.
It should be at least
8
down I thought it was more in Cogra than here.
And I think it's like 5 in Cogra, 7 here, maybe. I don't know.
Because, like, it is a tricky situation being a merger. But, like, you look at the Tigers as well.
They do.
Are they the only other merger?
Yeah.
Oh, and Manly, technically.
Manly
They're
aren't
not
really, no.
though.
They don't play.
Yeah, like, you look
North
at
Sydney Oval.
the stuff going on at the Tigers, and then the Dragons, obviously, have behind-the-scenes drama. Like, I think... I hate to say it, because fans are going to hate this, but, like, at some stage, the mergers have got to be split up.
They do.
And one side of it has to take over. It's got to happen eventually.
So you think...
Or relocate half of it to...
So you think the Illawarra side's got to take over the Dragons?
I think... Like... No, I don't think that should happen, but I think it has to happen.
Yeah.
I think it has to eventually. For them.
What about the Tigers? Like, you think it...
Well, I'm thinking, like, deep into the future, though. Like, not now.
Do you think the Tigers should be Balmain or West?
Mate, I think the Tigers should be kicked out of the comp.
You reckon?
I think...
Relocate them to Perth.
That's the problem, though.
Keep the West Tigers. Relocate them to Perth.
Well, yeah, just leave them as the West Tigers.
But I think Volandis has come out and said that won't be happening.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem is with the merger clubs, you can't pick a half. Like, how do you pick which one stays?
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason they merged. All the Super League stuff happened.
Yeah.
They've both, like, got equal investments in the club. It's impossible to split them up. But I just think, like, deep into the future for them to continue as a club, I think it's got to happen eventually.
Yeah, well, I don't think it will, though. It's got to, but
I don't think it will. And, like, as a fan, if I was a fan of that club, say I was a St. George Dragons fan growing up, and then they merge, and then it becomes just Illawarra. Like, I'd be so filthy.
Yeah, I know.
But that's probably what should have happened back in the day. They should have just stuck with one instead of merging them. Yeah.
I think they just merged them to save each other.
Yeah, that's what happened, obviously. And then, like, you come to you have to find the balance between the two.
But you can't get rid of Illawarra. The Illawarra needs to have a rugby league side no matter what.
It's such a big area.
It's such a big junior base as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
all the Dragons juniors are from the Illawarra. Yeah. So, like, if they were to dissolve the Illawarra, that'd just be stupid. The Dragons would get worse if they did that.
But then but it just stitches up the St. George side of it so much. It's all like there's a lot of politics behind the scenes as well with the two clubs. It's very complicated.
Yeah.
It's very It's worth, like, researching, like, all the details of it. Even just of the Super League war and why it all happened and stuff. It's pretty interesting. Anything else out of that game, though?
Not really. I just thought, Dragons fans are very loud at the moment. I'm just like, calm down. Like, that's just, it was a bludger of a game. They really weren't too spectacular in that game.
Do you reckon the Dolphins will fall out of the 8?
Yeah, I've said it pretty early. I don't think they will make the 8 this year.
I think they had a good start to the season, but they're not going to uphold it.
We're starting to see the real Dolphins now.
Yeah. The Broncos and Tigers, speaking about
the Tigers
are.
Well, it's not even this, was just a garbage game.
Like, the Broncos weren't even good.
They did what they need to do, but then in the second half, I think they just got lazy and were just...
What was the second half? 12-6 or 12-all?
Yeah, the second half they just got lazy and just tried to, like, just have fun, I think. They were just doing some crazy plays.
I think the first half, they stuck to the game plan even when the game started to break open.
Yeah.
And they probably could have scored more points than they did. But
in the second half, they could have as well.
But then the second half, they went more expansive, where they probably needed to go back to the game plan a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
But, like, they got the massive win. I think there's not much more you can ask of them. But they definitely could have been better, the Broncos. And then the Tigers, like, there's not much to say.
They were just hopeless.
There's not much to say.
Just like, I thought this would be the game where the Tigers finally, bring up a good game.
Yeah.
But it was not going to happen.
They just didn't get up for it. Just from the start.
They were just hopeless. They didn't even look like they were trying.
Their attack was bad. Their defense was bad.
Defense was terrible.
Their defense was just
terrible.
It was hard to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I feel so sorry for Tigers fans.
I don't know how they've stuck with them.
so hard.
I don't know how they've stuck with them.
Yeah.
Like, I myself have never really experienced a bad year from my team. But the poor Tigers, ever since I've started watching league, they've never played finals.
How many times do you reckon they've played finals ever? So they, like, since the merge, they came in. They came in the year 2000.
Maybe 6 times.
3.
They've
played finals 3 times. Yeah.
11, 10.
Yeah.
Was that it?
That's it.
Really?
That's it. Can you believe that? My guess would have been around 6 as well. Like, obviously 05, and then I would have assumed, like, before and after. Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I like read it somewhere. And then I thought it was fake. I thought that was made up, so I went and Googled it. Yeah.
I'm like, if that was my club, I probably wouldn't even be interested in the league anymore.
Like,
if I'd never seen my club play final.
Well, yeah, so they combined, obviously Magpies and Balmain combined,
2000.
and then they went 4 years with 5 years with no finals, made the finals, won the comp, and then went another, 4 or 5 years with no finals, played 2 years in a row, and haven't played since.
Wow.
Like, it is just insane. And they're just going backwards, like, on all levels.
The poor Tigers.
I just feel so sorry for the fans. That's all I got to say about it. Like, I just feel so bad.
Those fans are so loyal.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, they're so loyal. Like, they turn up to the games. I know Tigers fans that turn up to every single game.
And watch them get hammered.
And just watch them lose. Like, even away games, like, they just go to every game. Like, there are such loyal Tigers fans out there. And they just deserve better. On all levels. The team,
there will be a time where they do come good and they'll look back at all of this. And, remember it. There's a lot of clubs, the Dogs will do it as well.
Yeah.
They'll look back at 2021 and be like, what is that club? Like, I do it the South. Like, I look back at 2017. I'm just like,
yeah, South used to be garbage.
Well, not that far back. Like, I wasn't really watching it.
Back just to 2017.
I look back at that side and, like, look at the jerseys they had that year. I'm like, oh, gosh, that just look at their side. And there was one game that I saw and I was just so confused. Like, Damien Cook was playing fullback. Inglis was in 5'8". Cody Walker was on the wing. Like,
Seriously?
Yes.
In 2017?
Or 16 maybe.
Yeah.
It was just a weird side that was going on there. I was just like...
Every club goes through it, though.
Like, Cook at fullback, Walker on the wing. Like, I can show you this after the prove that was the side. And it was just a panic situation, but we don't talk about 2016 anymore. That was a long, long time ago. And, I don't think we'll have a major bad season anytime soon.
But like every club goes through it. That's just how it is. Like like the salary caps.
And I remember we had a lot of injuries that season as well.
Yeah, like it does happen. I'm just trying to. So they came 12th.
Yeah.
In 2016,
which is horrible for South.
For South standards.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Tigers fans, hang in there if you're watching. I don't know if we have any. Surely we have some Tigers fans watch.
Yeah,
I'd rather watch this than watch a Tigers game.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure. I remember 2016 as well. The Roosters had a bad year. They came like 15th.
Yeah,
first year before 15th that year, then second the next year.
And then they signed Cronk.
Yeah, that was weird. What happened there?
Yeah.
No, I don't even think Cronk was.
I think they
Cronk came
18th, and then there was a year, and then they signed Cronk. Yeah.
That was weird.
I think they got Tedesco, and then they got Cronk.
No, Tedesco came the same year as Cronk.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. They had Michael Gordon at one point.
Michael Gordon.
Yeah.
Remember him? And they had like Hastings and stuff.
Yeah, they had Hastings, Gordon, even Luke Keary. I think Keary got there in 17 the year they came because I think they still had Mitchell Pearce.
Yeah.
I think it was Gordon, Keary, Pearce, Friend was their spine 17.
Gordon was the fullback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it'll get better eventually, Tigers fans. I don't know when.
How long we've been saying eventually for?
It's got to get better.
You're in 2018, they would have been
by
2021.
I do think this is rock bottom.
For the
Tigers.
Has
to be.
Yeah.
I think, like the CEO, I think he'll get sacked.
You reckon he'll get sacked?
He's got to.
Yeah.
He's got to.
The fans want him sacked as well.
Obviously, Benji takes over as coach pretty soon. The signings are there. The roster's like... I don't think it's the worst roster in the NRL. Before the season started, we were half high on them. I thought they were on the same level as the Bulldogs.
I agree.
Like, they had the signings.
Their backline.
They'll get there eventually. They'll drop Luke Brooks. The CEO will go.
Will they? Will they drop Luke Brooks?
They will eventually. Surely. You have to eventually.
We've been saying this for about 5 years as well.
How many bad games does it take? Honestly.
It takes 5 seasons, and they still haven't done it yet. But their backline is the worst in the league by far.
Yeah.
The worst backline.
And they change it every week.
Yeah.
It's changed again.
Like their wingers and some of their centers are just absolutely hopeless.
What about Laurie liking that Broncos post? Did you see that? There was like a media beat up because Dane Laurie liked a post of the Broncos scoring a try. And so I think he liked the post on Instagram. And so I think it was Paul Kent or Buzz or someone like wrote an article about it, like saying, he's a disgrace to the club for liking the post and stuff. He's betrayed them. I found it quite funny reading.
I see players like posts of tries all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
They comment on them.
Yeah,
and they said the problem was because it was against the Tigers, but still. Plus, he's out of the side. He's not getting picked. He probably did like the try because it gave him a chance to get his spot back because of how hopeless the Tigers looked in the post. So I think that's play on. I assume you feel the same.
Yeah, that's just
like let him like whatever he wants.
Rothfield's got to find something to write about, something to talk about.
Yeah, it was definitely Kenny or Buzz. It was one of them. Shocking. Sharks worried. I assume we're happy to move on. I'll get into Sharks Warriors game of the round maybe.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. This is the best Sunday ticket I can remember.
Sunday game. Well, unfortunately, I didn't get to watch it. I was on the train, and we look at Sharks were up 20-0. I'm like, the poor Warriors were so high on them, and now they're just showing the true Warriors are back.
Yeah.
When we get to the stadium, I look at my phone. Julian looks at his phone. He's like, Warriors won.
Yeah.
I'm like, chee-hoo. Warriors won. I'm like,
up the wires.
I was like, no, I had to look myself. I'm like, how on earth did the Warriors win that? I could not believe it.
I was at the game, and I'd been checking the score like all day. Sharks 20-0.
No, I went home and watched the last 5 minutes.
And that's what I was going to say. I watched the last 5 minutes, on my phone at the game.
Sick to be at.
The last 5 minutes were just insane. What did you think of... You said you watched it, so what did you think of the penalty?
I watched the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, but did you see the penalty for Shaun Johnson's penalty goal?
Penalty, absolutely.
You thought it was a penalty?
Yeah.
I think
not a sin-binnable offence, but I think it was definitely...
You reckon he was taken out? That's what it was for, right?
But the Sharks penalty, though... That
was good. I think that evened it up.
Yeah.
Because, they were both 50.
Trying to get the Warriors robbed.
They went either way. Yeah.
Cool refs, yeah.
I thought Nico Hines, everyone knows that his superpowers come from his hair. When his hair is, the wetter his hair is, the better he plays. That's a fact. You can't argue with me on that. That is literally statistically
Aquaman,
proven. He's Aquaman. I'm telling you, mate, the wetter his hair, the better he plays. That's literally statistically backed. Until the weekend, when he's there in pouring rain, hair as wet as I've ever seen it. Kick from the side. I literally was like, he's not missing this. His hair is too wet to miss this goal. But he missed it. And Shaun Johnson kicking the penalty goal 30 seconds earlier to win the Warriors the game. That's poetry.
Apparently the Warriors played very, very good in the second half. They were running hard. Their backs look good. Shaun Johnson's back to his best.
Is he back?
I've been saying it. People have been saying it for the whole season. He's looking back to his best. I'm like, no, you can't say
that's
that.
That's what I was like.
He hasn't had a bad game yet.
Yeah.
He honestly is looking back to his best.
I was thinking, he's going all right, but he's not back at his best. And then he put on a clinic against the Bulldogs. I was like, that's just a one-off. Nah, he's back.
Yeah,
he's
back,
playing good footy.
But I think what's got the Warriors is that, they've got the new coach there who's come from this Penrith system who, I had never really heard of him.
I hadn't heard of him.
So, because I did the coach ranking with BK, we just kind of skipped over him, just put him in unproven. We're like, don't know too much about him. But if Warriors can stay up there, he'll be coach of the year.
I think right now he's coach of the year.
Because coach of the year usually goes to the side that improves the most.
Yeah, usually. Like Todd Payton last year. I think, as it stands, he's definitely coach of the year so far.
So, and I think them being back in New Zealand's really helped this pre-season. Definitely. Really helped them concentrate a lot more. And I think that's what's getting them these wins here, that they're back at home. Yeah. They don't have to worry about, being stuck in a hotel there.
Yeah, they're with their families. Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what's getting them the wins here. Which I love to see. I love seeing the Warriors.
And there's culture there now. You look at the fans. Even just the fans, you see Warriors fans in all the comment sections.
But again, with New Zealand, they only care about the Warriors if they're going well.
Yeah, that is true.
Their next home game is going to be a sellout. Which I think they play at home. No, they don't this week. Do they?
Let me have a look.
When's their next
I feel like they don't this week.
Might be at McDonald Jones.
Yeah, they're Newcastle this week. And then against the Cowboys at Mount Smart.
Yeah, that's going to be...
Saturday afternoon, that'll sell out.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they beat the Knights. If they lose to the Knights, they won't sell out. I just can't believe just how poetic, though, Shaun Johnson's kick was. Against his old club.
Beautiful kick.
Everyone's down. Last year, everyone was saying to retire. 30 seconds left on the clock. He's just almost single-handedly put his team back in the game and then just nails the penalty goal. And he's not that well known for his goal kicking.
No, he's not.
But he just nailed it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Good on him. I love Shaun Johnson.
Yeah, I do as well.
Did you see his interview after the game?
No.
It's worth going and watching. It's so funny. He was like, at halftime, we were saying that we're going to tell our kids about this if we go on a win. Let's all
I might have seen
crack.
a bit of it, yeah.
Yeah, he's dropping that many F-bombs onto live TV. Jake Chicken viewing him would have been his earpiece would have been going off. But yeah, it's just good stuff. Who hates the Warriors, honestly?
No one hates them.
Who hates them?
You can't hate them. Up the Warriors.
Up the Warriors.
Choo! I can't do it too loud.
Chee-hoo!
That's better. That's a better one.
What's better, Phins up or Chee-hoo?
I like Chee-hoo better.
You like Chee-hoo better?
It's up the Warriors G.
Up the Warriors G? Yeah. That's us. I love the Warriors.
I hope they can stay up there the entire year.
And there's that Phil Gould account that still pretends to be Polynesian, and he's pretends to be Warriors day one.
Yeah, I hope they stay up there the entire season.
It'll be good seeing them play finals footy.
Because I've been getting ready to watch them fall down. Yeah. It doesn't look like happening.
They can hang in there.
Yeah, they can. But see, I'd love to see them get a home final. When was the last time they had a home final?
Probably 2011.
When was the last time they played the final?
They didn't get a home one in 2011.
I think 2002 they had a home final.
You reckon that's the last time?
Because I remember they were minor premiers, so yeah, they would have definitely had a home final then.
I don't think they've played much finals, to be fair.
They played it 2018.
Did they?
That was against Penrith at Accor, which they lost, and before that was 2011.
Let me see if I can...
So yeah, 2018 and 2011 are the last 2 times they've played finals.
Let's have a look.
In 2011 they didn't, because they played... I remember they played Storm in the prelim, but I'm pretty sure they didn't have a home final then.
So they were 8th in 2018, which means no final.
Yeah.
And then 2011 they were 6th.
Yeah, they didn't get a home final.
2010 they came 5th, which...
They don't get a home final because
that was
they
a different system.
4th place then.
That was a different system.
I think it was 2002 they had a home final.
2007, no, that's 4th, 8th, yeah. 2002 they came 1st.
Wait, what they come in 7th, 4th?
They came 4th.
They would have had a home.
Oh, that's home, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because so 2007.
Yeah, I mean the broadcasters would hate it, Channel 9, if they had to take
100%. Because I think they just did that through Sky Sport.
Yeah, I know.
Sky Sport would love it.
But, that's with Fox, so 9, because they
I know
finals,
what
they
you mean.
wouldn't like. That's why the Warriors don't get much Channel 9 games, because they always put their game in a time slot when Channel 9 don't air games. That's why the Warriors don't play on them. Channel 9 rarely, but
I think that's why they had that 2:00 game against the Bulldogs when there were 3 Sunday games.
Yeah, because over there it's at 4, 5 o'clock. And that's why they get the early Friday a lot as well.
Yeah, just because of the time zone.
But that game on Sunday would have been like Sunday night for New Zealand. So yeah, that's why. But if they had a home game over there, it'd be sick to see on Channel 9 at Mount Smart. But
I literally remember that 2011 run.
I don't. That was before I watched.
I remember it. I don't remember that much footy from those early days.
Was it similar to the Cowboys 2017?
Yeah, just every game against the odds, just finding a way to win. But they beat the Storm in the prelim.
I have a feeling that's going to happen this year.
Warriors
some magical run in the final that no one expects.
From the Warriors or anyone?
Just anyone.
The Bulldogs.
Yeah, but let me just make this point now before we go to the next game.
Yeah.
I have correctly predicted the last 3 grand finals early in the season.
What do you mean?
Early last season, I said Penrith and Para would be the grand final.
So you predicted the grand finals 3 years
2021, I've got video evidence as well. I said it would be a Penrith-South grand final.
Yeah.
It occurred early 2020. I said it's got to be Storm Penrith.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking over the weekend that at the halfway mark of the season, I thought we could redo our ladder predictions.
Yeah, that's
and
what
our premiership prediction. But hit me now. Who do you think is going to make the grand final?
Well, I've got it right the last 3 years, but
how early do you normally say it? Around halfway.
This time usually, but 2021 I said it from before the ball was even kicked. It'd be South and Penrith.
But the last 2 years.
But and it's always been a gut feeling.
Yeah. Well, what's your gut feeling?
This might sound weird saying it at the moment, and I'm not always biased about South, but I honestly reckon it's going to be my gut's done this to me so many times. I'm trying to hold you here.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I honestly reckon it's going to be South versus Cronulla grand final.
Wow.
Honestly,
South Sharks.
Yeah, honestly,
that's
just
random.
Feel like the Sharks are going to be ready this final series to go another level because they were complete bludgers last year, and Souths they're not. If they go deep into the finals, they are not going out of the prelim. That will not happen again this year.
Neither of those teams are in the finals.
They're not. That's why I said it's a bit odd at the moment, but I just reckon
gut feeling.
It's just my gut feeling. I've got it right the last 3 years, so
get ready.
This is
on camera.
It'll be Cronulla versus Rabbitohs grand final.
Go.
Get ready for
4 years in a row.
Buy your tickets now, South and Cronulla fans. Yeah.
Anything else from that game?
No.
What about the Sharks?
The Sharks. They shouldn't have lost. They should not have lost from there. But no, I'm not worried about them. They will be fine as the year goes on. They're going to beat all those.
That's just a
lower
bad
side. But again, I don't know if how they're going to go against some of the top sides. But I feel like when the time comes, is when they're going to be able to beat those top sides because they got the final experience now. I just feel like after the semi-final series last year where they went out pretty
straight sets,
I just feel like they're going to be a real surprise at the back end of the year.
Yeah.
They're going to do something similar to what South did and what the Roosters did and come very good and just fly through the finals.
Yeah. Doggies Cowboys. Now, this genuinely might have been game of the round. As you said earlier, though,
it wasn't the first 70
the
minutes.
first 79 minutes and 30 seconds.
It was just a very boring
It was such
game.
it was such a bad game.
It's just a boring
Like,
game.
I thought the reffing was just not great to watch. The Cowboys weren't playing good. The Bulldogs weren't playing good. There was injuries from both sides all over the place.
Well, like,
It
rock and ball
wasn't a
comes
game
on, we're
good.
like, oh, that's the game there.
What he played like
He played good,
70 something minutes.
He played good.
He had a
well.
good game.
Yeah.
Defensively, he was really
Maybe
good.
not playing on the wing anymore.
Well,
Maybe.
he was playing second row. He's out now for a
That
week.
last minute, I knew they were going to score.
Yeah.
I'm like, they got
You
it.
could just
They cannot
sense
blow it.
it,
I'm
mate.
like,
Once we got the set restart,
Yeah.
there was like 90 seconds left. We got a set restart. I was like, nah.
and I was
We
ready.
can't
When I went to
score
go to
here.
points, I was ready for a Reynolds field goal.
Yeah.
Imagine that. People would have run on the field like Buddy Frank.
He would have got stormed if Josh Reynolds got the field goal. Absolutely. I was calling it. I don't remember if I put it in the vlog, but I was yelling like,
Would you have ran
surely
on?
Reynolds
Would you have just ran on? And
if other people went, I would have gone.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gone first because I'm a good person. But if
I
there
would
was
have
other
ran
people,
down from that top story just to do it. I would
Mate, can you
piss that lady out the
imagine?
way.
Yeah.
I was blocking my door and ran on the field. I wouldn't have cared one bit.
I literally was saying it like as a joke, obviously, but I was like, surely Reynolds field goal.
Imagine if he.
I didn't think we were going to win in Golden Point when it started, to be honest, because Cowboys have been pretty good in Golden Point recently. And like they got Val Holmes, but Matt Burton, if he doesn't have the biggest balls in the NRL, I don't know who does.
Well, if Adokar didn't make that break, I feel like
but the break was off Burton's.
Yeah, I know,
kick.
but I feel like if that didn't happen, I feel like Cowboys would have won.
That's what I'm. That's what
I
I'm
feel like
getting
they
at.
had the field
Cowboys
position.
had the field position. That's what I'm saying. Like at that point, I was screaming like, "Complete the set! Complete the set!" The Matt Burton gets the ball and just puts a kick in. I was blowing up. I'm like, "What are you doing? You've just cost us the game." The Cowboys have got it now. Like, why would you do that? Like, who does that? Honestly. Nathan Cleary wouldn't do that. Adam Reynolds wouldn't do that. But Matt Burton, with the biggest balls in the NRL, he said after the game, it's not even a set play.
No.
He just saw Fox call for it and just thought, like, why not? Just put the kick in. Fox got a bounce. What does Fox do? Just kicks it again.
Yeah.
I blew up again. And then if he got the bounce, I think he would have scored.
Yeah, oh, imagine.
Bounces over everyone's head. Jacob Preston just appears from heaven. Of all people, Preston Mania dives on, and then the rest is history. Burton slots it from basically 40 out because of where he was. Like, I think it was 35 or 30-35, but the angle makes it 40. Nails it. What a way to end. And literally at the end of the
Absolutely.
half as well. Like, it was just insane. What a game to be at as I know, a fan of neither team.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, should I go? I'm like, you know what, I may as well go. Then the rain's on. I'm like, oh gosh, this isn't going to be. It's not a Dogs game if it's in the rain, but it was incredible. I'm glad I went.
And
Dogs games are so fun to go to.
They're good, eh? Just the vibe. And even though it was at Acor.
We're letting you borrow our stadium.
Yeah.
For, a few weeks.
I'm pretty sure it's our stadium this week again as well.
Yeah, well,
I thought you owned Allianz. You got every stadium.
Trilliant, and we own that as well.
you can't just have, this isn't Monopoly,
We're
mate.
proving who owns this stadium this weekend. Whose stadium it really is. And
I think it's going to be South. The gutsiness of the Bulldogs to win that game. I think I said after the Tigers game maybe that the Bulldogs last year don't win games. Where they fall out of a game, they just completely fall.
Yeah.
They don't get back in it. That's not a game we win last year. Like, we just hung in the game. All the injuries. I think we finished the game with no bench.
Yeah.
We had Ockenbaugh playing in the forwards. We had Reynolds playing big minutes. Ockenbaugh played like basically the entire game. Preston was playing with a broken finger.
Oh, yeah.
Max King was playing with an eye. He had one eye.
I couldn't believe that.
Did you see it? What it looked like? Oh, it was bad. Oh, that would have hurt. And he did it because Preston fingered him in the eye and took out two players in one go. But they just hung in the game and just found a way to win it. It was just such a gutsy effort.
So fun to be at as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially
I was
afterwards.
telling you to come because it was Reynolds'
Afterwards,
return.
yeah.
But I think it was just one of those games that even as
Dogs
a
fans
fan
will,
of the team,
will remember it.
I've watched the replay so many times.
Dogs fans will remember it for years to
Well,
come.
I think even you'll probably remember that.
Yeah, I know.
Just being there.
But I'm used to those sort of exciting games. I know you Dogs fans haven't had such exciting games like that for years, and when that does happen, you obsess over it. But I've had to see those games a few
as a
times.
South fan,
finals games, and
and
years will see it again.
Did you say that the South's car park doesn't go off like that.
No.
Is that what you're saying?
The only honking you hear is people getting angry and wanting the cars to hurry up.
Everyone is honking after the Bulldogs game, mate. It's people doing skids and stuff.
Yeah.
It was insane.
But like, it's just annoying because those car parks are designed to keep traffic flowing, but yet traffic still stops in there.
I'll give you a hot tip.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no, I'm going to give you a hot tip off the podcast. I don't want the secret to get out.
Okay.
But I got a parking tip for P1.
There.
I don't want everyone to catch on, so that's a secret. Actually, you know what? Maybe if you watch to the end, I'll tell them at the end.
Okay, yeah.
You got to watch. Everyone
don't skip to the end.
Yeah, everyone just skips. Anything else from that game? I've got Burden's big balls. I want to go over these 3 clutch plays. So he said the kick for Josh Adokar and the field goal. Obviously, that's 2 big balls plays. Did you on the field goal? You see Reid Marnie yelling at him like it's 6 again.
Yeah.
Don't kick it, just kicks it anyway.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was like last play. I don't know what Reid Marnie was thinking.
Yeah.
But like he was so zoned in that he didn't even see Reid Marnie like yelling at him. He just caught it like.
I think he knew that, it
was the
clock
last
would have
play.
gone. I don't think Marnie saw that.
Yeah, obviously Marnie didn't realise, but like, even just, like, he caught it so low. It was such a bad pass from Flanagan, and then just still nailed it. I don't know how he did it, but then I think there was like 6 minutes left in the game. We were down by 4. Yeah, we were down by 4, and he gets in dummy half on the sideline, and then just runs from dummy half down the short side, chips over the top, and then turned it into a repeat set.
Yeah.
Like, who does that?
That's what we saw when we were inside, actually, that part. Yeah, that's why we decided to come back out.
Yeah.
We saw that bit.
Because that's when the game sort of went, oh, hang on, it's not over yet. But yeah, it was just such a good game. I've also got down here, are the Bulldogs going to win the comp? What do you think?
No.
You don't think so?
Going to win the comp.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that, I'm surprised they're not grand final favourites. And Titans, the mighty Gold Coast Titans, they had the bye.
Yeah, they did.
Got the 2 points. Well done to them. Shout out to BKR.
Yeah.
Got the
Tough
2
game
points
that
on the
was.
weekend. Obviously, they got him into 9th as well. Credit where it's due. All right, let's move on to 3 questions.
And didn't you get online questions this week?
Yeah, I did. I went over them. There was a lot of silly ones. Like, do you like pineapple on pizza, Zane?
Go.
So I've sort of gone off the vibe of some of them and just put them into my 3.
Okay,
So yeah,
my
that's how I
3.
worked that.
Okay.
So you go first.
Tigers ANZAC jersey. What
That's
do you,
one of my
What do you think of it?
Well, my first question was...
They are changing it as well.
My first question was, should the West Tigers be redesigning that jersey?
They are.
So
I've
what's...
heard.
Yeah, and they are. So your question is just like...
Because they've literally gone on the Google, just searched up Army, I guess. And
Yeah,
just taken a photo.
for those
Didn't
people
even
that
look.
don't know, you've sort of just explained it, but the Tigers released the jersey. It looked cool, I thought.
Yeah, it looked cool.
It was
but
like white camouflage.
I think they're just changing
with
the
an
photo.
image,
I think that's all they're
so
changing.
there was an image of like army men in the desert, and then somebody like to do with the army was like, hang on, they're not Australian soldiers. Went and found the image. It turns out it's a stock image of American soldiers. And then yesterday, the
How
Tigers...
lazy.
The Tigers came out and sort of defended themselves yesterday.
But now they've apologised.
Yeah, and now they've come out and apologised, and they're redesigning it. But as you said, you'd assume they're just changing the photo.
Yeah,
but
that's all because I really liked it.
it's a nice
Like,
jersey.
I thought, I was going to make a video about how sick it was,
Yeah.
but then this whole news came out. I'm like, actually, that is pretty lazy that they've
That's
done.
it's
gone online.
very West Tigers is my thought to answer your question.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the most... Out of all the teams that happen to, of course, it's the Tigers right now. Like, with everything else going on there, they can't even get that right. Like, is there a single department at the Tigers that should keep their jobs, honestly? Like, is there anyone capable of doing their jobs?
I don't know. This Tigers discussion just does my head in all the time whenever I hear about it. But no, it is what it is.
It's just very West Tigers. So yeah, obviously that was my first question as well. Should they be redesigning it? I assume you think yes, they should be, and obviously they are. I've gone with the theme. Obviously, we're in our Good Friday kits. Biggest game of the year.
Yeah.
Honestly, it is one of the biggest games of the year. Like regular
general
season.
admission is selling out.
Yeah.
Selling out.
Yeah.
Like, because I went back and looked. It said exhausted. Like, tickets exhausted in that area.
Yeah, in Blue Zone.
Yeah, Blue Zone.
It's insane. I'm expecting. That ties into one of my later questions, but I'm expecting a big crowd.
I reckon it's going to be 40,000.
Yeah, well, that'll come into my third question. But what is your favourite? And don't say 2015. Do not say 2015, otherwise I'll walk out.
Okay.
Favourite Good Friday game? It's been every year. I think it's since 2012. Good Friday's happened. Is there like or just memories? Like not necessarily a game, but like
because I go to these games a lot. I'm going to say 2021.
Is that 38?
38-0, yeah. Because that was just a fun game to watch. Because that was
super fun.
That's been South's peak year since 2014, that 2021.
Yeah.
We were incredible that season. Like, I know it was a very average year for most other teams, but Souths were like another level. And it was just a fun game for me to watch, that one.
Yeah.
We had Benji Marshall out there, which was sick to see.
That's right, yeah.
Mitchell was playing good.
I was going to say, I feel like Latrell killed at that game, yeah.
He did, yeah. What about yours?
That one's easily my least favourite.
Yeah.
My one, so as I said, there's been a Good Friday game since 2012. I think, from memory, I've missed one.
You haven't been to?
No, yeah. Maybe 2012, 2013, but definitely since 2014 I've missed one. And it's probably my favourite one.
Which one?
Which was, ironically, 2016, the Bulldogs won 42-12.
Oh, yeah.
But the reason I liked it, I wasn't there. I was at the Easter show with my school. I was on a school excursion with, like, Japanese exchange students. The year after 2015, so, all us Bulldogs fans, so this was 2016. We were all boycotting Good Friday. And, I was at the Easter show, about to leave the show, actually. And I was like getting the score updates on my phone. It was like 6-0, 12-0, 18-0, and it was 32-0 at half time. And it was just like a good feeling, like the redemption from the year before. And like Souths have such a Good Friday record against us.
Surely we talk about it though.
2015.
Yeah, realistically, yes, it is my favourite one because that one.
So you'd say that's
I wasn't
your favourite,
there for it either. I was at my grandparents' house, having a dinner, like Good Friday dinner, and we threw the news after.
So you didn't watch the game?
We did watch it, yeah.
Yeah,
but
you didn't think anything
the bottles thing after. Yeah, we didn't think.
Obviously, you didn't see that.
Well, it was a fun game to watch. Yeah, I'd say that, but wasn't till.
To be fair, it was a cracking game.
Yeah,
you could argue.
Dogs fans won't admit, but they did get that call right.
No, they did.
They did.
I can't believe you said that.
He'd done his knee.
He injured himself, but James Graham wasn't playing at the legs. Yes. He was going for a charge down.
Yeah, but he hit him in the legs. So
it was dangerous contact.
We can argue about this off camera as well, but he hit him in the legs.
He wasn't playing at the legs, though. He was playing at the ball.
Dangerous contact. So the ball goes where the ball lands. They get it right in front. But it didn't land there.
But the ball didn't land right in front.
But the rule is they can take it from right in front.
To be fair,
they got it right.
To be fair, there is a rule where if it's a field goal attempt and the defender hits the legs or attacks the legs, the rule is, and it's a dumb rule in my opinion, but it is the rule. To be fair, it's because it just doesn't make sense as a rule. But the rules are the rules. I'm not gonna argue with that. But yeah, the rule is if it's a field goal attempt, it doesn't go off where the ball lands. It goes just 10 meters in front of the posts. Which, I just don't understand why that's the rule. But, it is the rule. But, yeah, so they did get that part right. I just don't think he was attacking the legs.
Oh. We could argue about it all day.
We could
Dogs fans say no, South fans say yes. But
shockingly that you think the South, they got it right, and I think they got it right.
Where were you sitting that game?
I was behind the posts where it happened.
Okay. Yeah.
I try not to watch it too much.
You weren't in, the platinum...
I was not anywhere near the tunnel, Zane, if that's what you're trying to claim. Yeah. Did I throw bottles? I can't confirm, but I definitely didn't throw any that hit the refs. No, I didn't throw. I didn't even know the bottle throwing thing was happening.
Yeah.
At the game, obviously,
did you stay afterwards or did you leave?
Yeah, so we were there. We were there long enough to watch the refs leave the field. We didn't even notice they were leaving the field. It was just lots and lots of booing, literally from probably even before the game ended until I left. It was just constant booing, and then the crowd's leaving the game, just almost riot level sort of stuff.
Yeah,
fights and stuff.
I heard there was a lot going on.
And I was just a kid. How long? 8 years. So I was.
I don't know what. I heard it was pretty hostile there after the game.
Yeah, very hostile. But yeah, I also didn't really find out about the refs until I got home, really,
and saw it,
and then watched it back. I from memory, I don't remember
But James Graham's carry, as funny as it was,
it's funny. It's so and Clemmer as well.
No, but just all of Graham's carry-ons, just with his his Pommy accent,
and he tries to keep himself calm too, because he's a nice guy, and he made a big effort to try to stay calm, but then he just isn't calm as well. It's funny.
It's why did you do that? It's always just so funny. You
can't be serious.
It's why did you do that? God.
A penalty! You gotta be joking. And then Clemmer comes over. He deserved to get.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was
Clemmer just came over just completely unnecessary. Just literally the things he said, you just can't say.
I know.
Just straight in the sin bin. Not even.
He's
a warning.
Nah, you're gone.
And Clemmer just goes as well. He doesn't even argue. He's whatever. But either side, if you're a Bulldogs fan and you think it was a robbery, if you're a Bulldogs fan and you think it was fair, if you're a Souths fan, either side, that's probably the best Good Friday game.
Yeah.
Like, you take... even before the... Like, I always forget, like, it was such a close game. Obviously, it was decided by 1 point. Like, the Bulldogs had kicked a field goal to basically win the game moments earlier. And then Adam Reynolds is, like, attempting a field goal.
And that was a bad injury as well. That was a bad injury.
He was out for a while.
Yeah, it was. It was a terrible... Like, watching the replay, that was
the
terrible.
way his leg just, like, snaps almost. It was so awkward.
Yeah.
Like, hyperextends, like he hit here. And
Yeah.
Not fun to watch, hey? But yeah, so would you say that's your favourite Good Friday game?
But if you don't want me to say it, I'll say 2021.
Yeah, well, I probably almost prefer 2015.
Or actually, I forgot 2018 was a fun one as well.
20 to 16,
Yeah, that was a fun one.
There's always, every year it's a good game.
Yeah.
And you never know what's going to happen. There's always something that happens, whether it's a team flogs the other.
Change it. 2018, I would have over 2021.
What, did they score at the siren or anything?
Yeah, they scored like a few minutes ago, and Dogs were leading most of the game.
Yeah.
And that's when South, like, they're coming back to being one of those top sides again.
Yeah.
That season.
Yeah. I also remember 2016, we were wearing the blue and black away jerseys.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like one of my favourite jerseys.
Was it?
I'm going to wear that jersey to like the game this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because is that the last time we won 2017? That's the last time the Bulldogs won Good Friday. 24-9. I sort of remember that.
I remember that. Yeah, that was terrible.
I think it was close.
I wasn't at that game either, but that was average in that game.
It's always such a good day. Hey?
Yeah.
Do you want to go to your second or third question? Whatever.
Okay, the second one. Is it time for the Warriors to be considered premiership contenders?
I wouldn't go.
Premiership contenders.
I don't know if I'd go premiership contenders yet.
I want to say it.
But at the same time, I'm like, why not?
Yeah, why not? That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Why not?
I can't do it. My voice is too deep to do it. But I need some Islander to teach me how to do it. Because, whenever they run out,
you just got to get it deep within. You're not.
Yeah.
See, I'm an honorary USO. I don't know if you know that. But I'm an honorary USO because last year in the World Cup, I predicted Samoa to beat England, and then they did. And then the TikTok blew up, and all the Samoans were like, "You're now an honorary USO." And then I was able to do a chi-hoo. You got to be an honorary USO to be able to do one.
Yeah, I love it. And so
like,
I love seeing the underdogs do well. Like the Titans do well, I get on their bandwagon. The Warriors do well, get on their bandwagon. Doggies maybe, but Doggies are a bit different.
You shouldn't be on the Doggies bandwagon.
Yeah.
To be fair. Like you're
Warriors, Titans. Tigers, I can't. Raiders. Never been able to jump. With Raiders, I get on sometimes.
Cows, not really.
Yeah.
2017, sure.
Yeah, I did that season because I didn't like the teams that were left.
I think like
Cowboys, Broncos, Storm, Roosters.
Yeah,
go Cowboys.
I don't want to say they're premiership contenders, but then I'm like, I can't think of a reason why they're not.
At the moment,
if you're playing
like
footy,
if finals was next week, you have to consider.
They're in second, and it's not like they've had an easy draw.
No,
they beat the Sharks. They gave it to the Roosters.
Yeah, they gave it.
Like, they beat the Bulldogs, who are obviously a premiership threat. So, I think based off that, they're definitely a premiership threat.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
They started off 2018 very well. I remember they beat the Dragons. They beat the Roosters. Did they? I
think they might have had the longest winning streak.
They had a big winning streak at the Dragons.
I think they flogged us.
And then they got beat like 50-10 against the Storm. And like they were very inconsistent from that point.
Yeah.
So, still want to give them time, but at the moment,
Who do they play this week?
They play the Knights.
Because it'll be Knights into Storm, won't it?
Yeah.
Is ANZAC round the next week? Or no?
Yeah, they first Knights this week, then they're back at home against the Cowboys.
Yeah, and then Storm. So I think like that Storm game, that could be a good ANZAC Day game.
Yeah, it could be.
That's always underrated, the Storm Warriors one.
Yeah, Warriors normally...
The Roosters Dragons one always a big deal.
Yeah, Warriors always show up for that game. Well,
sometimes they just get flopped. They either show up or they just get absolutely destroyed. There's never it's never Storm winning in a first game.
With their coaching this year, it's going to be different. I feel like they're going to be...
Yeah,
we'll talk about it when it comes, obviously. Yeah. Now it's not the time to talk about it.
My third question, obviously, the Good Friday crowd, I was saying I think it could be big this year. I've got some stats for you firstly. The 2022 crowd was 30.2 thousand. The year before, 23.2 thousand. Remember, that was 21, so COVID a little bit. 2020, there was no game. 2019, 30,000, 32,000.
I was in Victoria for 2019.
So it's gone down. So it's basically gone 35, 32, 30, no game, 23, and then back to 30. So my question is, over or under 32,000?
I reckon at the moment it's over.
I was originally going to say over or under 38,000 until I read those stats.
I reckon over 32. I reckon.
Do you reckon it can hit 40?
I reckon it'll go close.
I think honestly, I think
the
it
whole
can hit
general
50.
admission, that is like...
Yeah.
like pretty much it's sold out. So they're not selling any more tickets in that area for a reason.
And like the Bulldogs are going good. The Rabbit, like I don't know if you can say they're going good, but like they're not like Rabbits fans are loyal as that. Like
they'll be there.
It's a Bulldogs home game. It won't feel like a Bulldogs home game. It'll be 50-50.
Yeah, it'll feel more like a.
I really think
50-50.
it can. The biggest crowd ever.
They should just treat it as more of a finals.
No home game.
Yeah, no home game. To be honest.
And they should sell half the. Yeah,
but it's
right.
always odd when
finals.
like this happens and like you're used to it all being themed around South, and then you get there and like they don't care about South.
Yeah.
Like,
it's the same though for when it's
like when they read the team
game.
lineups, it's always just quickly.
Yeah, and all the graphics and stuff from the Bulldogs.
Yeah, no, that's what South do. I'm going to discuss this actually. I found the Bulldogs on very, very boring.
What do you?
Their team announcements graphics. Like it's literally just a photo of them with their arms crossed.
Usually
South do. They're so cool. Like
South's
it's literally like
sick.
close up of the players, like flashing lights on them. Then
usually the Bulldogs do that too. Like last year they had him in like the dressing sheds, like standing up.
Yeah, that's what South have, and it's like flashing lights.
Usually we do that, but I think this year it's just them.
Yeah, that's a bit. Yeah, I found it very underwhelming,
especially with the big screen. Like take advantage of the giant screen.
That's what.
Yeah, that's a fair shout.
Like South say, they got that screen put in just to fit Kolomatangi's name in.
I haven't heard that before.
Yeah, that's what they said. They got it put in
that's
just
pretty
to
good.
get his name to fit in.
That's funny. But yeah, so you reckon over 32,000? You reckon over 40?
Yes. I hope it is though.
The biggest crowd ever is 51,000.
Which year was
2013.
20.
And then it's been over 43 times. So it was 51 in 13, 43 in 14, and 40 in 15.
I think the reason it got to 50,000 that year was because the Dogs came off the grand final and South was they were garbage for years before that. That was the year they really started getting going as a powerhouse. So
and then 14 they were both obviously like
they were the grand finalists, and I think they were both top of the table. At that point. 15 was the grand final
rematch. Yeah, and then I think after that
there was
a little bit of boycotting. COVID comes into play.
I think about 200 of those people in the 2015 one haven't been to a game since.
Yeah, that's also true. Mate, you know what? Maybe that's the reason 2016 is 2,000 less.
Yeah.
Maybe it's this. Yeah. Everyone else was the same, but there was 2,000 banned fans. How good. Deserved. So yeah, you reckon over 40? Give it pretty.
I won't say over 40. I'll say 36,000.
36?
36,400. 36,400.
Can you imagine 50,000 fans at a regular season game?
That's how much we had at Panthers Rabbits prelim, yeah.
That just shows how good Panthers are, not Panthers.
Yeah, but I don't think
South and Bulldog fans
I don't think that's going to get 50.
Yeah. I think it can get over 40.
I reckon we can get close. I'm going to say 36,400.
Yeah, over 32.
I'll send a video to you as they announce it.
Well, I'll be there.
Oh, yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be with you, yeah.
We might even be with each other.
Yeah.
Well, that was my third question. Have we done your third question?
Mine was about which is your favourite Good Friday game.
That was,
we had two of the same questions. So.
I was going to say, what about least favourite? But I think we know what what was your least favourite?
2016.
Yeah, there you go. So your favourite is my least favourite, and my favourite's your least favourite.
Yeah, or even 2020, seeing as we didn't have a game that Good Friday.
No, that's
very boring. It's a very boring time.
It's
for all
such a good tradition. So yeah, that is there any current topics we can touch on? I don't think so. It's really just the Tigers jersey.
Nah,
there's not really. Hey, let's move on. Man, this has been a good podcast.
Yeah,
big minutes today. Let's move on to before we move on to the games, let's give a shout out to Picklebet. Did you have a bet on the weekend?
No, I didn't this weekend.
You've given up after you failed AJ first try scorer?
Yeah,
and you won't be getting on him this weekend either.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard bet this weekend because we'll talk about soon, but the wingers...
Yeah, well, if you are going to have a bet, do it with Picklebet. This segment obviously is brought to you by Picklebet. Make sure you gamble responsibly. Be like Zane. Just don't bet. That's responsible. And... yeah, only do it if you're 18 plus, and always set a deposit limit as well. That's what I do. I set a $10 deposit limit because otherwise I'd literally be putting my house on the Doggies every week, and that's not responsible. Maybe this week it is, but we'll get to that. All right, Storm Roosters. Tedesco is out, Hughes is back, and Manu is back.
This is a very interesting game. I feel like it's going to be a very, very close one again, but I'm going to lean with the Storm at home. I just think Tedesco's... the Storm can exploit that loss. I know Manu's a huge boost for the Roosters at fullback. But I just think at home, I'm going to tip the Storm.
Yeah. 1-12.
By this much.
By
one, yes. Munster field goal.
It's always good between Storm
Munster field goal, just an Olam try, I reckon.
Munster field goal.
Just an Olam try, I reckon.
So you're an Olam anytime try scorer? All right, I'm going Storm 1-12. I don't know. I don't think they'll win by a field goal, but I hope they do. That'd be good.
I reckon.
And I'm going Warbrick. William Warbrick anytime.
And I reckon it's going to be a very low-scoring game, like 11-10.
I think
something like that, like 8-9, something
really
very low-scoring. Yeah,
I think Hughes being back's just that'll get Storm over the line. I think. And then just game of the week, Bulldogs South, Good Friday. Give me a moment. Let me cook here. Pele, Ockenball, Raymond Fatala, Mariner are all out.
Yeah.
Kickout, Brown, Tavita Pangai Jr., Chris Patolo, Thompson are all still out. King and Preston are in doubt. Edwards, Torpenay, and Tanner all come in. Totola's back. Johnson's out. Arrow, Havili, and Knight are all still out.
Yeah, and Tane Milne's back.
And Milne's back.
No.
What side's he left? So he'll be defending Carraz.
It doesn't matter.
Carraz is going to get his head taken
Adokar or Carraz, I can't.
Either of them are going to get their
Thompson's
head taken
going to be
off.
up against the other one.
So it'll be Thompson on...
Yeah, I'm worried about our wingers this week. I'm very worried about our wingers this week.
You don't rate Milne?
No. I did, but after what he did to Lenu, I'm just like, come on, that was not on. That was... You could tell that was just frustration because he got up from that like he didn't care one bit. He knew exactly what he was doing there. That's why I've got lost a lot of respect for him. But the problem is he comes off his line a lot. So I'm worried that if he does this, there's going to be an Adokar.
Well, he's defending Carraz, to be fair.
Yeah, well...
But still.
Carraz can still do that as well.
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried about. But 150 games, Trell Mitt.
I saw that.
It's a milestone game.
I saw that.
He's had a quiet year. He's copped a lot of criticism from...
Is he good in milestone games traditionally?
I don't know, but he will be this game. He's copped a lot from his own club and the fans. He's due for a big game, but Ferrari's coming out of the garage. Souths are winning this 13+, and he's scoring a try. He is scoring a try this week, yes.
I swear you pick him a walker every week.
Yeah. Actually, I'll say he will score, but I'm also going to add another one.
Walker?
He got a hat-trick in this game last year. Damien Cook will score.
He always...
Yeah.
I think every single South player just goes off when that's against the
Bulldogs. He loves to throw it back into the Bulldogs for 11.
He put on a clinic. It was close last year, remember? It was like relatively close, and then Cook just... I think we had a sin bin, and then Cook just exploded and scored.
36-16 last year, but he loves throwing it back at the Dogs who let him go and to keep Michael Leisha, who no one knows where Michael Leisha is.
Who's Michael Leisha?
He was your hooker that day.
Who? I haven't heard of him.
Who knows where he is now? Yeah, but South are winning this 13+. There's not even a debate.
Look, I mean, you've got good points.
I'm worried about our wingers, but I just think...
You got Latrell, 150th game. Walker's in form. Ilias is...
We're back at home again.
Season. It's a Bulldogs home game, but like...
It's our home,
let's be honest, like, it's not anyone's home game. Like, the crowd will be split.
We're showing the Dogs who really owns this stadium, sending them back to Belmore.
I wish. I thought you can't own Allianz and Acor. Just pick one. As I said, like, we've got so many outs. We're coming off 5-day turnaround. Golden Point win, which
I
means
forgot
everyone's...
that point as well.
5-day turnaround. Like, Golden Point, which means everyone played big minutes as well. Like, Golden Point, no bench, in the rain. I think we had a recovery day on Monday. So, like, we probably won't even have a training run before it. I think, the emotions are high. Everyone's, like, it'll be coming back down to earth against a South Sydney side desperate for a win. Obviously, Johnson's out, but Totola comes back, which boosts the South squad pack massively. So, in saying all that, it's hard not to go Doggies 13+ with Burton anytime try scorer.
We'll see. We'll wait and see how
I'm actually on Bulldogs 1-12.
Okay.
because of all that, I'm gonna have to go 1-12.
Even unbiasedly, Souths need to win this game. Like, if they lose this game, I'll start getting a bit worried for them. But I just think this is just the easiest game they've had all season.
Especially with the amount, like, South...
No offense, but this is
the
easiest game they've had.
It is.
They have to win this game, and I think they will have a pretty good game.
Look, I think if Bulldogs keep it within under 20 points, I think that's almost a win for us. With the amount of players we have out, honestly. Like, we're decimated.
Souths haven't... the most points they've scored this year is 27.
Yeah.
Like, because I remember 2021, we had, 7 games in a row where we scored 30+ points.
Yeah. Do you think there's a world in which Bulldogs win this game? Do you reckon there's a chance? Can you see South losing this game?
Yeah, I can.
You can? Like, you reckon it'll be a good game?
Because I would have said, like, if Bulldogs didn't lose some of those players, like, if Kikau and that were playing, I'd be a bit worried for this game. But I can see a world where it happens, but I don't think it will. Because I just see a world where South fall asleep in this and the home crowd.
And, like, it's a good Friday game.
Yeah. So I can see the Bulldogs are aiming up,
yeah.
but, I think South should win this.
Yeah, they Souths definitely should.
Yeah.
Doggies 1-12. I say that with confidence as well. Cowboys, Dolphins. Cotter and Drinkwater are back.
Huge ins.
But Lukey and McLean are out. Then for the Dolphins, Milford's now out with Nicarima. Sorry, Voldemort, named in the halves. Sorry, you don't want me to say his name anymore. Edric Lee is on the wing as well.
Ooh,
Talk to me, what do you got?
I'm tipping the Cowboys.
Yeah.
No, that loss is going to hurt them from last week. So
Yeah.
I think the Dolphins there got a lot missing at the moment. So I'm going to tip the Cowboys. I'm going to go 13 plus as well, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's fair, though. Like, the
Yeah,
Dolphins are missing a lot. The Cowboys, they need a win.
As my anytime try scorer, I'm going to go with... Let's go Scott Drinkwater on return.
Scott, I've gone Cowboys 1-12. Not 13 plus, but I'm also on Drinkwater.
Yeah.
Can we just quickly go back? Who'd you say was going to score in the Storm game?
Olam. Justin Olam.
I just want to write this down to make it easier.
And Storm by 1. That's
And
what
then
I
you
had for that.
And then you said Bulldogs 13 plus. And you said Fox anytime?
No, I said Damien Cook. But Trell Mid as well.
Trell Mid or Cook?
Cook.
Cook.
Go Cook.
Yeah, and then you've said Cowboys 13 plus. But I don't hate that, though, because the Dolphins are decimated by injuries.
They are,
Cowboys, Scotty, Drinkwater, and Cotter are big returns as well. Drinky, anytime try scorer. All right, let's go to Panthers, Manly. I think this will be a good game.
I think it will be. I think it's going to be closer. I think Manly back up very well this week. And it's at Penrith home,
isn't it? It's at Penrith.
Yeah.
Saab and Sonny Luke are back, and James Fisher-Harris is out.
Yeah. Oh, is he? Fisher-Harris.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a big out, especially with Martin and Garner.
I still have my rule that I can never tip against Penrith at home, but I think Manly will be up to this. So I'm going to say Penrith 1-12. Anytime try scorer, it's Taruva. He's doing it very well. It's an easy choice here. So.
I am also on Panthers 1-12. I think Manly will be up for it. I think Panthers, they played good against Raiders, but they haven't been that dominant all year. I think especially like Manly, if they can start well, it'll be tight. And I'm also on Taruva anytime try scorer. But I'm going to change that to Saab now.
Jason
just
Saab.
To keep it different. Yeah,
Okay.
just to be different. Because I was tossing up between Taruva and Saab.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to be close. I was thinking maybe get a Manly try scorer as well. So yeah, I'll go Saab anytime in his return game. The fastest man on the planet outside of Bankstown. Broncos, Raiders, Croker. We called it the other week for him to come back.
Yeah, he's got 6 games, I think, until he
getting
gets
closer
to
his 300th, and Snyder is in for Frawley, who was in for Wyden.
But I think Broncos. I'm worried about the Raiders at the moment. Like, they're going up to Brisbane, and, Brisbane have played 1 game outside Brisbane all year.
Yeah.
A bit suspicious, but...
Yeah, very suspicious.
I'm going Broncos 13 plus, and he didn't score last week, which really bugged a lot of people. So Reece Walsh. Yeah, get him.
Was it your daddy cost the multi?
Yeah.
Cost Tom of Hello Sport fame a multi.
Yeah.
He's been scoring so much as well. Do you reckon he's in the hot seat for Queensland fullback?
Yes.
Do you reckon he's the number 1 pick at the moment?
Absolutely, he is.
I think he is as well. I'm going Broncos 1-12. I think there's a world in which Raiders get up for this one. I think Ricky Stewart's obviously not going to be happy after that Panthers game. The first half was promising. It is in Queensland, which worries me a little bit, but I just think the Broncos they weren't at their best against the Tigers.
I think they were at the start, but I think they just got lazy.
Sort of fell off. I think Raiders, there's a world in which they make a game of it, so I'm going to go Broncos 1-12.
1-12, you're
especially like the way the game's been.
Raiders don't have
a lot of close
Raiders
games.
don't have a good record at Suncorp as well.
They?
No, they don't have a good record at all.
Well, I'm on the Broncos. It's not that I'm on the Raiders. I'm going to go 1-12, and then I'm on Jesse Arthurs, who extended during the week. Anytime try scorer.
Not bad.
Titans, Dragons, Brumo and Foreigner out.
They're big losses. They're like Verrills, Brimson, Foreign are the 3 players they couldn't lose this year, and they have lost them.
And so they got Campbell at fullback and Sexton
comes in,
which they're not the worst depth players.
I'm worried about the Dragons' consistency.
Yeah.
Which, those 3 are, like, Verrills, Foreign and Brimson are huge losses for him. Like, very, very major losses for him. I'm a bit worried about the Titans. I'm worried about the Dragons away, so I'm going to go Titans 1-12.
I reckon this could go golden point this game. I've got a gut feeling.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be tight.
Yeah, and as Someone who's going to need to step up this week is David Fafita.
You got on him any time?
He needs to get his hand on the ball more, so I'm going to go him any time to get over. And
I
feel like he's the type of guy who can easily get through the Dragons' defence.
Yeah.
When they're not at their
best.
They're lazy. I feel like Fafita's got a score in this.
Yeah. I've actually on Dragons 1 to 12. I've just got a feeling they can get it done. This is just a gut feeling one.
I'm been on the Titans all year, but this is the most nervous I've been.
It's a hard game.
I didn't tip him round 1, but I'm going to lean with him this game. But
it is, especially with the outs, it's a hard game to
here.
pick. As I said, I think it can go to Golden Point. This could be tight. So I'm going to go Dragons 1 to 12. But I'm going Khan Pereira.
Yeah, he was going to be my other choice.
He's a good choice. I think he's a good player. I like him.
I love the Titans, but I can honestly, with those Fafita and Foran and Brimston being out, I can honestly see a world where Dragons win this 13+ as well. Because they beat him 13+ the other week.
To put together some wins as well.
Yeah, they beat him 13+ the other week.
Oh, that's right. I forgot they just played.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So, I can see, but I think at home I'm just going to go with the Titans to get over here.
And they're looking all right, the Titans.
Yeah, they do. But
they're off a bye.
That's because of those 3 players they've got.
There's huge outs.
Yeah.
Huge.
But we'll stick with the Titans here. I will.
Do you know how long Foran's out for?
I don't think it's long. I think it was only a few weeks.
I'm very worried about him outside of Manly in terms of injuries. He seems to get hurt a lot. He's round 8. Him and Brimo are both meant to be round 8.
Yeah. So, they should.
They're also missing Verrill still.
Verrill is out for a little while.
Yeah,
as well.
He's out indefinitely. Knights, Warriors.
Yeah.
Gamble and Nikore?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's... Sorry on that pronunciation, but they're both out. Dom Young has managed to maintain his spot. Shockingly.
No surprise there.
Who do you like in this one?
I'm on the bandwagon at the moment. However, they need a big win. They've won a lot of their games. Their biggest win's been the 14-point one against the Cowboys. Yeah. And a lot of them have been close games. They need a big win here. So the Warriors, 13+.
Ooh.
13+ for the Warriors.
Newcastle.
Yeah, at Newcastle. I think they need a big win. But, Knights will be up for this as they've been the last few weeks. But I love the Warriors at the moment. I just absolutely love them. And then for my anytime try scorer, then again, SJ.
Sean Johnson. You caught it against the Doggies.
Yeah, Sean Johnson.
He's in such...
I feel like I said with Fafita, I feel like the Knights is the type of defence he would score against down the middle.
How good would it be if he won the Dally M?
Oh, it would be great.
Can you imagine? And then retires? He's a child.
Do you reckon he will retire at the end of this year?
I don't know.
If they win the comp...
I think if they made finals, I reckon.
Yeah.
He'd take that.
Yeah, he'd be a huge loss for him, though. He'd be a huge loss for him, though.
Is he off contract? I don't know.
Might be, but if he was to go, it'd be a shame because he's be a huge loss for him.
Just culturally as well.
If he wants to keep him consistent for a few more years, he might as well stay.
The way he's playing, he's still got more years in him. I think he'll know though when it's time. He won't retire because other people think he should. He'll retire when he wants to. Tigers Eels Easter Monday. Can we just keep in mind what happened last year?
Yeah, that's what I was.
The Jackson Hastings field goal. Tigers were wooden spooners last year. Eels were 4-1.
They were.
They're now 1-4 this time. So does that maybe Tigers 13+? I don't know.
I can't tip the Tigers. No matter what happens. Eels bounce back here. Pilo's still out, but I think Tigers are dreadful. Tigers are just pathetic. So Eels 1-12, let's say.
Eels 1-12.
Good Friday. Tigers will give them a run for their money. And Guffo will score.
Guffo.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind, Steens is at fullback. Dewey's at back to 5'8", which is good though.
Yeah.
That's where he should be.
Come on, make up your mind. Where do you want him?
Yeah, maybe put him at centre next week. Play him at lock. Why not? They played Hastings at lock. Simonson and Blake, did you see that? They're out. Obviously one suspended. I think Blake just got dropped. And then Russell and Dunster came in. Neither of them have played
in a while.
Footy in over a year, and they're on the same edge, which could be interesting, but that's the Tigers. And then Hopgood got benched because Sean Lane came back.
That's annoying. For fantasy's sake, that's so annoying that they've done that.
I hope his minutes don't get
he's got a lot of money at the moment, so
yeah,
he'd be a smart person to trade out. But I'm going to hold him for this week.
I was actually forgot we were gonna do fantasy chat.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. I'm on Eels 13+, and I'm on Mitch Moses anytime.
Yeah.
I think Eels, they lost by 1 last year. They'll make sure they're not losing this game again.
I'm pretty sure they'll win this.
They're
desperate for a win.
Yeah,
I think they're more hungry for one than the Tigers.
And like they're not in a situation where Tigers are going to catch them off guard because they're flying. Like they'll know like this is what we're going to do to win this game. And I think they'll pick them apart. Let's do some fantasy, Shay.
Yeah.
What are you doing with
Hopgood? I was saying before, I'm holding him for this week to see how he goes off the bench.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't have, I might get rid of him.
Because he can be a good sell just because of how much money he's made.
Yeah, I might sell him, to try and get a big name into my side. But what I realised, the mistake I made at the study was I had way too much backs as my emergency players, so I've had to literally clear out my...
Because then when forwards are getting injured, you don't...
Yeah, I haven't, because the Titans had the bye last week.
Yeah.
I had to leave, and I only had one hooker on my side, which was Sonny Luke.
Yeah,
So I had to make some big changes. So at the start of the year, my back line was Dylan Edwards, Troll Mick, Tom Trebojevic as my starters.
Yeah.
My bench was, Lachlan Nealis isn't really back, but I had Cam Pereira, Will Warbrick, Xavier Coates, Will Kennedy, Lachlan Miller. Way too much backs. So
really all winger fullback.
Yeah. My only backs I had him was what's his name? Suasa Wong from the Roosters, who hasn't played a game yet. David Mawali. So what? And they were the two backs I had in my emergency. Forwards I've had. Yeah. Look at that. So I had to make big changes. So I didn't want to get rid of those backs I had on my side, but Lachlan Miller's been killing it. So I'm like, I have to. So
he's a good. Has he gone up in price?
Yes,
that must
definitely.
have been a good
So it was between Mitchell, Trebojevic, and Dylan Edwards.
To trade out.
Yeah, I took out Edwards.
Really?
Yeah.
I traded out Troll Mitt last week. What did he score on the weekend?
Oh, he got 41, even though he did nothing.
That's not great.
I don't know how he scores that much. He averages 45.
Yeah.
How does he when he does nothing?
Yeah. And he was priced way higher than that. He was priced to be averaging in the 60s.
Yeah, he's worth 670 at the moment.
He's dropped, I think.
Yeah. But I decided to stay low, so I got rid of Edwards, put Miller into my starting, which has been great so far. Then Sonny Luke had the concussion,
You traded him out?
No, I kept him because I want to keep
week.
him. So with Edwards' money, I put Marnie in, Reed Marnie.
Oh,
so I've got another hooker in my side. Then this week, I've got him with another one in my back. So I took Xavier Coates out, and I've put Sean Bloor in. Yeah, because that's all I could afford with Coates' money. Which, it's not too bad. He averages
at least it's a forward.
34 points, so for a forward, it's... Or an emergency, like bench ladder.
Yeah.
All good by me.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So you just had to, rebuild, basically.
Yeah, I made a big mistake here, and I realised that's... because with the buys this year, I'm like...
Yeah, the buys stitch you up.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, okay. Because last week I had to... I've got no centres in my... it's annoying with the centres that you can't just put one of your backs in there. I've got... 2 centres in my side, Aaron Shop and Remus Smith. Yeah. Last week I had Smith Shields, but he was dropped this week for Croker, so I had to get rid of him and just put Remus Smith in. But that's about it so far. But I'm going all right.
What's your team value?
My value.
If you hit trades, it'll be at the top.
It is 10.7.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's what my focus at the moment is, just making money. So I'm just trying to find blokes that are going to make money.
Love my middle forwards. I've got Jackson Ford, Patrick Carrigan, Jermaine Hopgood.
That's good. Jackson Ford's been killing it.
My edge is a bit...
When did you buy Ford? Did you ever
I got him last week. No, I got him last week.
Yeah, he's been killing
I took... I forgot how I got him. I had Hammond Muelli in there.
Yeah.
But I got rid of him for... It's just... My edge is a bit... And I got Fafita, who goes fine, but I got Elliot Whitehead, who gets 30 points every week. Which I can do better than that. And I've been... going to trade him out last 3 weeks, but I had to trade out someone else. I'm like, I'll just keep him for now. But I think I still need to get rid of another back, but I don't know which one.
Do you have Preston Mania? Do you have Jacob Preston?
No, but he's the one that I was trying to put in for Whitehead, but I'm like, no, I've got to sort a bit more.
He's gone up 288,000.
He's too expensive now for me to get.
He went up 100,000 on the...
Because if I got rid of him, if I got rid of Whitehead a few weeks ago, I would have been able to get Preston in. It's too late now.
I just brought in Sean Johnson, the man of the hour.
But I
traded out Mitch Moses.
Good trade.
Sean Johnson, he's gone up 200,000 this year. He went up 70 on the weekend.
When Pappenhausen comes back, I think Will Warbrick will lose his spot. So I think that's true. And he'll be,
keep him in there just
he'll make a lot of money
and then cut him. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I can put another forward in, I guess. Or even a centre. I need a centre.
He's up to 370, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, I need a centre. That's what it is. Yeah. But centres don't score much.
That's the problem, yeah. You need to find like a centre fullback.
Yeah.
But then all the centre fullbacks are expensive.
Oh, I wish Trell Mitt was considered that, but he's only just a fullback. Like,
yeah, because
if he was considered a centre as well, that would be perfect. Because I got all these fullbacks, I can just put him into the centres and... You know.
I remember last year, I'm pretty sure Hines was a centre last year.
Was he?
In fantasy, yeah. I think he was like a fullback centre and not a half to start the year.
Yeah, was he?
It was weird. Like, obviously, because that's what he played at the Storm.
But then what,
And then he got put as a half, yeah.
How long in?
Probably...
like right as the season started,
yeah. Like, when it opened, he wasn't even a half, I don't think. But yeah, that's fantasy chat, I guess. Anything else?
Yeah, no.
What's your plans this week? Are you still trading at backs, or now are you going to move into forwards?
Well, I made 2 trades this week.
Upgrade
because I made 2 trades this week and I need to start. Because I had to get rid of Harley Smith-Shewitz because he's been...
So you traded him out already?
Yeah, for Remus Smith comes in for him.
Yeah.
Then Xavier Coates goes out for Sean Bloor.
Yeah.
Just to get rid of some backs.
Do you know what you're going to do next week, or are you just going to wait and see?
I'm going to wait and see, but I need to get rid of Whitehead.
Yeah.
And I'm also tempted to take out Chad Townsend and have Ilias as my starting half.
Yeah.
But Ilias is very inconsistent on this, so... But yeah, I need to... Yeah, I'll keep it... I might keep the halves away. They are Chad Townsend, Cleary, and Ilias on the bench.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Where are you coming in the Hot Dog Championship?
I am 146.
That's all right. I think there's like 300 people in this. So that's like top 50. Where am I? I think I dropped again. I don't know if I can find it on here. I don't think I can. I don't know where it is. Hang on. Yeah, we got leagues. Bear with me. I'm coming 79th. I went up. I'm hanging in there. Let's have a look at the top 5. Let's give him a shout out. I'm your Teddy. He's been coming second like all season. He's jumped into first. So shout out to that guy. Brody's Eels is in second. Great name. Sevo Nation, he's dropped down to third. So I think he was in first. And then Sharky's UK, he was up in top 3. He's in 4th. And Easy Dubs has jumped up into 5th. There's a team called Panthers Soil, but they're a Broncos jersey. Explain that. That's fantasy chat. That's the podcast. Anything else to talk about? No,
I've gone over it all. This is the longest one I think we've done. Hour 41.
Good Friday chat. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, we're ready for the game. We'll both be there, so...
Yeah, if you
see us, you don't have to...
Also, shout out to that kid that came up to us.
Yeah, said he watches the podcast. I know you're watching
if you're not watching right now, bro, I'm going to hunt you down and kill you because you can't be lying to our faces.
You see us, you can come up to us. We don't bite.
I
know a lot of you see me, but too scared to come up to me. But we're happy to see you.
Yeah, come say hi. There's a good chance we'll be together at least at some stage or the whole time. So yeah. Come say hi. Is Julian coming?
No, he's not. He's in Queensland.
Oh, that's right. He's at Magic Round. Yeah. Shout out to Julian. All right, that'll do us. That's Orange Feelers. Let's drop, baby.